Good morning, world. It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Joined by the man formerly known as Ringo J. Stefan the Don. It is the 31st of January. We have completed a full month into 2022. Did we have anything too wild happen in 2022? We lost Betty technically 2021. Did we lose anything crazy in 2022? I'm trying to remember. I don't remember. Y'all let me know in the chat, man.
No, dog, I don't remember.
For pulling up, man, and getting here early, man. Shout out to y'all. It's an early morning, but it's a good morning to break down some sports because we got a lot of sports to break down. That's what it is, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. You already know we do this every single morning, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. This is what we do. Steph, how you feeling this morning, my boy? Steph came through all prepared, notes ready.
I'm good. Notes ready
no
on the phone.
Barbecue today.
Notes ready on the phone. Got the water.
Got the coffee going. You know what I'm saying? No barbecue today.
Nah, none of that.
Cooking.
None of that. Yeah, Sidney Poitier.
Sidney Poitier. We did lose.
Sidney Poitier.
Peace to the God. Yeah. Sidney Poitier. Yeah, dang it. We almost made it through, man. We almost made it through. You know what, though? But Sidney Poitier died of natural causes, right? Like, he was just old.
Yeah, they said natural causes.
So, yeah,
same thing with Betty.
It's sad. We did lose a great one, but also, like, at least he went out the way he could have gone out in 2019 and not the way that most of these muds have been going out lately. So rest in peace to the gods, man. Appreciate y'all for pulling up this early, man, and rocking with us, man. Got a lot to get into on the show today. Man, you already know we got to talk about the man Joe Shiesty getting the Bengals to the Super Bowl. What did I tell y'all coming into this, man? Don't sleep on him. I picked the Chiefs to win, but don't sleep on Joe to get to that bowl, man. And he absolutely got the job done. Patty Mahomes kind of had he had some interesting moments in that second half. I'll say that to say the least. Real interesting. And then, of course, we got to get into Matthew Stafford. First time in the playoffs, leads his team to the Super Bowl. Got bailed out by San Francisco a lot, but leads his team to the Super Bowl nonetheless. The bailouts don't matter. He's in the bowl. He's going to be doing some things over there. And then, of course, biggest takeaways from the championship weekend, what we saw in there. And where will Jimmy G be next year? Jimmy G was sitting on the bench taking it all in like, I am probably going to be somewhere cold next season. It's going to be interesting to see where he ends up. And, of course, we got to get into the Bears hires, man. Got to get into the Bears hires. We're also going to be live today at 11. I don't know how many of us will be on there. It might just be me, but we'll be live today at 11 reacting to George McCaskey introducing Ryan Poles, who absolutely should be coming into a J. Cole song. And who else did he introduce? Matt Eberflus. Their first time introductory press conferences. So we'll be breaking that down as well at 11. But here in the morning, man, let's get into the show, man. Let's get into the show. Because championship weekend, first off, there's only 1 week of football left. Like, there's the Pro Bowl, but there's only 1 week of football left, and that's crazy every time we get to this point. But championship weekend to me was everything we could have hoped for, and probably everything the NFL could have hoped for. Now, of course, the NFL probably would have rather had Chiefs in their third Super Bowl and Rams. But Bengals and Rams, the story of Joe Burrow getting his team to the Super Bowl, first round pick, first number 1 overall pick to ever get his team to the Super Bowl.
So yeah, I knew I wasn't tripping. I knew it was some type of history with it.
Yeah, I'm like, number 1 overall pick to ever get his team to the Super Bowl. in his first 2 seasons, as the pettiest man alive enters the chat. What kind of tea you got going there, my boy? Is that a nice Earl Grey to start your morning?
No, I'm out of Earl Grey. I wanted some Earl Grey, but I have a green tea today. Have a nice Emperor green tea today.
Emperor green tea. All right, not bad, man. But no, man. What are your thoughts on Burrow leading the upset? What were your thoughts in that Chiefs Bengals game right there, man? Because to me, I watched that game and I was like, this second half is going the exact way it needs to go for Joe Burrow to win this game.
So, first off, I just want to say I was on time today. Brought my notes today. I was on time. Brought my notes. Me and Pat told you. We told you that this was gonna go the way it was gonna go.
Starting the morning confrontational.
You know, honestly though.
Hey, listen. He said I did it today. Well, keep it up.
I will.
A couple of things that you would never get from me. I don't care. Honestly, you think I do? I don't. You think I care about Patrick Mahomes? Was right? Did I make this? Was my pick wrong? Yeah, my pick was wrong. Was I like really saying that he was that guy? I really thought he was, but apparently he wasn't today. Okay.
Hey, Chad.
He goes home. I'm still home. I have to work. He goes home to like millions of dollars. Right. I don't care.
No,
I don't care.
That's the most accurate statement because we were right was good game.
That's all you're gonna get is a good game. Good win, good game, nice call.
Good win. Honestly,
though, kid is definitely a black parent. He'll pull up in that mug, and when he wrong with the kids, he'll just be like, "Hey, y'all want something to eat? What y'all want to eat?"
Oh no, my kids that say my bad. My kids that say you're right.
Honestly though, like I said last week, this has been honestly a heck of a rebuild by the Cincinnati Bengals. Honestly, you get a kicker, one wide receiver. I mean, you was killing them. Everybody was killing them. Like, oh, he needs O-line help, and
he does.
Let's make no mistake about this. The Rams are going to put that man on his back. You do know this,
they absolutely do. They absolutely do.
You do know I'm black, right?
I mean, the crazy part about it, I mean, he got it done. I mean, I'm looking at the stats. Joe Burrow, 23 for 38, 250 yards, 275 yards total, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. I mean, got it done. T. Higgins over 100 yards, 6 catches, 103. Jamar Chase, 6 catches, 54 yards. Everybody pitched in, and like we said, when Joey B, Joe Shiesty had the ball last, whatever you want to call him, Joe Burr, he absolutely got the job done. And shout out to McPherson for you know kicking the game winner. But dog,
hey, McPherson got real Robbie Gold energy.
I like McPherson.
Real Robbie Gold energy. Like,
now Robbie Gold wasn't drafted. Like I'm sorry. There's some things I will still stand by. I don't care if the Bengals are in the Super Bowl. They need somebody to protect Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow could have been in this situation with a left tackle and T. Higgins, and you absolutely never draft kickers. Because let me tell you this, McPherson would not have been drafted, and you still could have went and picked him up.
And the other thing, like Patrick Mahomes, absolutely rattled that second half. I don't know what was going on.
Great job out of defense.
Absolutely rattled that second half. Now the Cincinnati Bengals did make 2 free agent pickups in Trey Hendrickson, Eli Apple, and I forgot the last one, but I mean they definitely paid off. And my thing is now, if I'm
Eli Apple got to stop talking, dog.
Absolutely. You made one stop. Like let's.
Hey, I'll say this: you get to the Super Bowl, you can do whatever you want. But just know you got to see this man again unless you're retiring after that game. And at no point in the game did you stop Tyreek Hill. And the one point where you could have sealed the deal for your team in the regulation, you dropped it.
You dropped it. But my biggest last point is where do the Chiefs go from here though?
Well, before we get to that one, again, shout out to the Bengals for doing it. I didn't think they would do it. I didn't think they had it in them to do it, and they did it. And the reality of it is, the first half of that game, I thought it was a walk away. I thought that the Chiefs were going to smash them, and it really looked like it was. The Bengals did look like they were shell-shocked. But whatever defensive scheme, I obviously putting a spire on Mahomes the second half. I didn't think it would affect them that much, but it did. And it allowed them to claw back in. Now, the one thing I will say is the fact that they couldn't even get in field goal range. It's amazing to me for so many times. And so Patrick Mahomes is really hard on himself. He says it himself. When you can't go up 21-3 and lose, I put that on myself. And it deserves to be on him. It was his fault. It was his fault, especially late game. I don't know what it was with him taking those 2 sacks at that point. 1 sack I kind of understood. The second one, I'm like, what the heck are we doing?
Yeah.
What the heck are we doing? I didn't understand it. So I look at this. I hate the statement that the Bengals didn't win, the Chiefs lost, but that's how I actually feel. The Chiefs literally shot themselves in the foot.
You know what?
I can look at the adjustments and stuff like that, but the Chiefs literally shot themselves in the foot. Because at the end of the day, run game wasn't that bad. They went away from it late game. It was just a horrible go down the end. And then it was like, yo, why is Patrick Mahomes trying to play this hero ball? Dude, you've played a methodical game up until this point. Let's keep it rolling. And it just fell apart. So again, shout out to the Bengals. I like to see Jamar Chase do his thing. I like to see Joe Burrow do his thing. Now, unfortunately, again, rolling into the Super Bowl, I don't think he's gonna get it done.
Yeah, no, me neither.
I don't think it's gonna get done. Wonder why?
Listen, that's the first team they about to play that's got real names on that defensive line that's absolutely gonna be trying to kill him.
And somebody in the secondary.
Hey, he got a lot of people coming his way.
If Jamar Chase beat Jalen Ramsey, hey y'all, dog, this is the Super Bowl of this is probably one of the best meteoric rises that we've seen in a very long time for a young team. Like, to go through the Chiefs, to go through the Rams. I mean, come on now.
Chiefs did well. No, this is meteoric because Chiefs were at least in the AFC game the year before with different dudes, but with the year before they were there. Best meteoric rise. That might be a good call. Titans kind of with Tannehill.
I mean, the Jets got close with Sanchez, like I said, but it was
close counting horseshoes and hand grenades, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta say, like also Mark Sanchez getting to that Super Bowl would have been awful because he'd have got rolled over too.
I just don't want to see Joe Burrow. Like, Joe Burrow escaped a lot of sacks by KC, which was amazing. Great stuff by him.
I don't see Mahomes was more sacked. I was confused. Mahomes was more sacked.
I was confused too because at the same time,
did they not want to hit him? I can't say that. Mahomes also has no tackles.
He also has no tackles.
Like, it was a game of like, hey, this guy has no tackles. This guy has no tackles. Let's see who gets hit more. I'll say this: what I saw in that game, I can't say that, like you said, the Chiefs lost it. I can't say that because to me, the Chiefs losing it would be the other team is playing poorly and Pat Mahomes is throwing a lot of turnovers. Like, if
that's what the second half was, and they did play poorly the first half.
No,
he played
the
worse.
Bengals did play poorly the first half. That's why they were down.
The
Bengals played poorly the first half, but what I'm saying is they made the adjustments and they stopped what the Chiefs were doing well in the second half. I would say if the Rams had lost to Tampa, that would have been a game where you could be like, the Rams absolutely lost this game because they fumbled the ball away continuously, and Tampa came back. But I think the Rams just adjusted well. I think they did a great job matching up. Pay that DC whatever he wants to stick around. He should be going nowhere for a while. Keep him in the building and get him some better talent on that side of the football. But just the instinct, I'll say this. They lost in the last 2 minutes. There were a lot of dumb things that Pat Mahomes did. In the last 2 minutes of the game, there were a lot of dumb things that Pat Mahomes did. And I know a lot of people were tweeting me talking about I think Baki was tweeting me. He was like, it looks real Matt Nagy-ish out there. But honestly, there was a lot of stuff Pat Mahomes did on that last drive down there that I was like, yo, what is he doing? Like, he runs to the left side and goes out of bounds.
Twice.
And I'm just like, why are you stopping the clock? You have all the momentum on your side right now. You should not be stopping the clock here.
He definitely needed to stop the clock, though, because the way he was playing and the indecision he had.
Well, they still had timeouts.
No, they didn't.
You know what I'm saying? They still had the timeouts. You wanted to run that thing down as much as you can, and if it came down to a field goal, it comes down to a field goal. But you don't want to give the Bengals time to rest. You got to keep them on their heels in that situation. Runs out of bounds twice, comes in, takes 1 sack, but it kept the clock going. All right, moved you back 5 yards. It keeps the clock going. I can see like, all right, let's get up to the line. Let's do this. Then calls a timeout because he wasn't set at the line. Like, all right, you take the sack, it keeps the clock going, then you stop the clock 2 seconds later.
The crazy part about it is the timeout, like, they was first and goal. When he had the timeout, so It was just like you had everything. It was no reason.
They had just got the first down.
Yeah, it was no reason for you to even go out of bounds. That was just poor clock management at the end of the day.
And then he takes and on the second sack, I'm not gonna lie to you, Pat Mahomes was making some magic happen. He was running for his life on all 4 of those plays, running for his life. Trying to make a play, trying to make a play to the end zone, trying to make a throw to the end zone. And Hubbard, just with great instincts, Hubbard was the spy, takes a chance. Listen, let's blitz this thing. Let me get back there. Let me see if I can get to him. Gets to him, brings him down, gets him into just field goal range on 4th down. That's what you want to see. Great adjustments by the Bengals defense. So I can't say the Chiefs did nothing in the second half but shoot themselves in the foot. In the last 2 minutes, I can say that, though, because that's all I saw. I just saw it looked like it legit went from how the Chiefs looked versus the Bills to them looking like the Bears. That last 2 minutes of the game looked like Bears football. It really did. Just a quarterback running around trying his best to make a play. But by the way, did y'all see what they did on some of the plays, though? Put 2 people on Kelsey. Do not let Kelsey get open.
Bro,
stick with
Tyreek. He's always open for no reason.
Well, I mean, it's a reason. He's 6'7".
I mean, then at the same time, Mahomes just couldn't hit him in a tight window. So it's like that little bit of airtime that he has, they just absolutely maximize it. Yeah. On top of that, I think the biggest thing is they shut down Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill had no explosive plays for the entire game, realistically, except for that one catch. And that one catch was great hands, but the window was so small for him to have that catch. They did a really good job shutting him down.
To me,
I have to give them that.
That was a. I mean, he's still seven catches for 76 yards and a tutty.
I mean, I'm
but that one catch was.
That's the most airtime he had.
I think it was better pocket placement by Mahomes. And that's what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Like that pass to get him downfield in OT that leads to the pick. That's a great throw by Pat Mahomes. Tyreek Hill had his hands there. That was just great defense. That was great defense. Buddy comes in, a little tap of the football. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't smack it down. He's not going hard. He just pushed that football out. Let's see what happens. and they get the pick that leads to the game-winning drive. That to me, I was like I looked at that and I was like, the Chiefs couldn't have done anything better. The Bengals played that defensively perfect. It was a dot. It was coming into Tyreek's hands. Tyreek's hands are right there, and you just see a little hand come through, boop, and knock that mug out. Like, I think you got to give, like, it's a lot of people that are gonna say, yeah, the Chiefs lost this one, but first off, 21 points in this league with real NFL offenses is like a 20-point lead in the NBA now. You know what I'm saying? We're still saying you shouldn't lose leads like this, and then we see dudes put up 45 points and like it's nothing no more. You know what I'm saying? We've probably seen more 50-point games than anybody in the 90s ever saw this season.
Realistically, though,
hey, that's a good stat. I gotta look that up. In a 10-year span, how many 50 burgers were there versus this season?
Realistically, though, I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, I'm with Kidd. I don't know why they came away from the run. I mean, if you look at the numbers, I mean, Derrick McKinnon, 12 rushes, 65 yards, 5 yards a carry. Edwards-Helaire, 6 rushes, 6 yards a carry. Even Pat Mahomes had 6 yards a carry. So I mean,
I know why. The same reason that Matt Nagy didn't run the ball. Andy Reid doesn't run the ball. It's not new.
I mean, and the crazy thing is too. I'm gonna add this too. If we're gonna kill Aaron Rodgers, because like you said, 10 points.
I'm definitely killing Patrick Mahomes.
That's second half. 6 drives, and I can only get 3 off my kicker for the whole second half. Nah, dog. Nah. He gotta eat that today. He gotta.
Listen, he's gotta hold it. It's definitely on him. But I look at, like, not running the ball. They did what they do, and you hate to say it like that, but it's just it really is just Matt Nagy couldn't run that system because he didn't design the system and he thought he knew it. But Andy Reid's system isn't too much different than what Nagy saw. Andy Reid just knows how to call it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like, what we saw there, it's not surprising that they didn't run the ball because Andy Reid has never run the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not surprising that what we saw in that second half, like, Andy Reid's never been the guy that says, let's go with what the defense is giving me. He said, I'm going to go with what my system is designed to do. That's what he's always been. So, like, that's how, like, what was the first game where McKinnon had all those runs and he was killing it? By the way, they did. In that second half, though, they were shutting down McKinnon as well. In that first half, he was gashing them. And in that second half, they were shutting them down as well. But when he had that big run game, we were like, yo, Andy Reid ran the ball for a full game. Like, we were surprised that they came out there and ran the ball. So, to me, not surprising in the slightest that we saw that in that game.
Yeah, I don't know. I understand what historically he's done, but he definitely did something different the first half, and he definitely worked. And you have to use 3 backs, I believe. So it's really hard to say that. Really hard to say that. Maybe they did shut down the run. I have to look at that again, but I know he didn't use his backs the same way.
Yeah,
I know the call was totally different. And late game, I still don't get it. At the end of the day, historic feat for them. I think this is their 4th AFC championship game.
So this is the stat you were trying to say when you said that there was only one team. They're the only team to ever host 4 AFC championship games in a row. No team has ever done that. They were the home team in 4 AFC championships in a row. When you think about that, that's crazy.
I don't think Patrick Mahomes has had a road playoff. I don't think he's had a road playoff game.
He's never had a road playoff game. That's not like Super Bowl.
So shout out to them. Shout out to them for that. Not the result that they wanted, but again, Patrick Mahomes is what, 4 or 5 years in. It's already have a Super Bowl, 4 AFC championship games. It's a Hall of Fame Fame career.
Hey, dog, he dies the day he's in the Hall of Fame.
He's in the Hall of Fame. You know, the one thing I looked at it. Time, you look at the GOAT now, Tom Brady. Tom Brady did win 3 championships in the 2000s, but he went from 2005 to 2015 before he got his next one. Then he just dominated from 15 on now. But I mean,
he dominated them early ones too. That like you said, you sent that last night, and I was like, yeah, but like 3 Super Bowls is dominating. Like you don't win 3 Super Bowls in 10 years. Now he did it at opposite ends of each decade. Like he did it at the beginning of the 2000s, and then did it at the end of the 2010s,
which is weird.
And also won into the 2020s.
I thought he did more of a Tim Duncan, win early 2000s, mid 2000s, 2007. Like Tim Duncan has won every 3 years.
Duncan went what, 5 years without a ring? He went about 5 years without a ring. Because ringing 7, and then he won it from Miami in what, 12?
14.
Like, went a while without a ring.
14.
So he won it. He won in 99, then he won it in 03, then he won in 07.
Right.
Like he never went back to back.
He never won back to back. It's still a dynasty though. Is it a dynasty? Can you be a dynasty if you don't win back-to-back championships?
No. Yeah, no, I can say, yeah, you can.
Because even Patriots got them back-to-back. Patriots got 02, 03, right? What was it, 02, 03, 05?
I thought it was 04, 05.
04, 05. Either way, they got it back-to-back. Bulls back-to-back. That's a dynasty.
And back-to-back.
Because a dynasty, right, like a dynasty in kingdom terms is a...
so you got 99, 2003, 2005, 2007, 2014. It's a dynasty because he won. It's all 2 years apart, which means that you have to be competitive.
I'm saying like a dynasty in like the kingdom terms is somebody that rules for a period of time where nobody else eats during that period of time. And
the real dynasty of the 2000s was the Lakers because they won 3 in a row, and then Kobe won.
That's the last dynasty. Which Muggs really forgot about them winning 3 in a row. Like I be seeing Muggs on national. Somebody was talking about the Bulls on national TV. Oh, was it Stacey King? It was somebody, and they were just like, no team has ever won 3 in a row since the Bulls, and I was like, well, that's not accurate.
The Lakers did it right after them.
I was like, Phil has 3 3-peats and a repeat. Phil has 3 3-peats.
In a repeat.
Phil Jackson has 3 3-peats. And Muggs really want to tell me he's not the greatest coach of all time. I don't care how many rings he got. He's got 3 3-peats.
Bro, he got 11. What, 12 of them things?
Wait, talk about. He has 3 3-peats. But he's been to the finals like 15 times.
16 as a player. 1 as a player.
He got 2 rings as a player.
No, I thought he's only got the 1 with the Knicks. He got
one. He got one with the Knicks. That's his only.
Because he's got the Knicks like last championship or only championship. I don't know. Knicks really ain't that good. This is the mecca of basketball. I call BS. Y'all don't even have the most players in the league right now.
Yo, but the whole time I'm sitting up there watching that AFC Championship game, I'm thinking like, God, the next 10 years, like the Bills, Bengals, Ravens.
I know my basketball. He has 2 rings as a player. He has 13 rings total. 2 as a player. Yes, he has 2 as a player.
What's the second one?
About?
He got them both with the Knicks?
Both with the Knicks. Yes,
so
13.
Phil Jackson has been a part of 3 3-peats and 2 repeats. Was it a repeat? Back-to-back years?
Now, that's a good question. Was it a repeat as a player? I don't know if it was a repeat as a player. But he didn't play that long, so I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Hey, no.
No, it wasn't. But he has 2 rings with the Knicks years 1970 and 1973.
Okay, yeah.
Not that long.
Phil was definitely a role player. Hey, that be the funny thing, dog. When Muggs be like, when they hype up like now we can do like more research, but as a kid, like you would watch them like ESPN documentaries, and it would show you like the greatest plays of this head coach player. And you would just be like, man, he was really a baller. And then like you get older and do your own research, and you're like, Oh, he was a dude. And you didn't have to show any of the player highlights. You could have just showed him being excited about a ring. But no, that was what was it? So that dang, Phil Jackson really is the GOAT out here.
I don't care what nobody says. You can say all you want to say about, he had the best talent. He had to coach that talent. He had to get that talent on the same team. To get Dennis Rodman, Michael Jordan, and Scottie Pippen to coexist the way they did, and to get Shaq and Kobe to coexist the way he did with everyone else. I don't care what you say. That takes skill. That is...
To me, it takes more skill because at least Shaq and Kobe had a relationship off the court for a little while.
Yeah, they did.
There was no relationship between Michael, Scottie, and Dennis.
Well, there was a relationship between Michael and Scottie.
Michael and Scottie. There was a relationship between Michael and Scottie.
Scottie out here trying to sell. Scottie out here trying to sell books. I ain't trying to hear that.
No, Scottie used to be out kicking it with Jordan for sure.
Scottie and Jordan kicked it a lot.
With Jordan. He says differently.
Hey,
I bet he do.
Hey, he can say what he want. We saw it. Hey, look. I might not have been there, but my uncles definitely were in the same clubs.
He said they ain't kicking. You feel me? The only time they was in the club was when that man Matt Larson. That was it. And we know how that went.
Hey, listen. He trying to get over them Gucci flip flops right now. So he trying to say anything he can.
Man, them Gucci flip flops hit him hard, didn't they, dog?
Hey.
Hey, he actually talked about the time he met Larson. You know?
I'm glad you read the book because I'm not. I
can't.
I downloaded the book. I have the book. I'm not.
You have it. Just never pay. Hey, man! Shout out to you, man. It's not for anybody, man.
Kidd gave him the ultimate support. He just bought it and put it away.
What you mean, my boy?
Hey, I should. I was just talking about him buying the book. Just you buying the book.
I'm saying, what you mean?
What you mean by that? What you mean by that?
I mean,
anyway, so but no, I look at man, the game to me, back to the football side of things, we really went down. So like just looking at how that game finished. I asked y'all this question before. Now here we are, and it actually happens. I like crit. Nope, I won't read it. This is the thing. We're really not going to read it. What if Scotty's telling the truth and we just so enamored with Jordan that we just call him BS on everything Scotty's saying? That's hilarious.
I tell you what.
I'm not even willing to go down that path.
At this point, I mean, Jordan, you look at the stats, we saw the games. Jordan could have pissed on the crowd and called it rain. They believed it at this point. So, it's kind of hard to sit there and say that you. What did he say? He wanted to be known as the greatest of all time.
Greatest player.
He wanted to be known as the greatest of all time in the documentary. Instead of including Jordan, should have included his Hall of Fame career as well.
I'm gonna tell you what, Scotty Pippen.
Hey, listen. Hey, Scotty, you're not gonna get that in a documentary that says produced by Michael Jordan.
When you pay for the camera crew, when you pay for all that production, when they use your likeness to carry it. Hey, how about this? When you get a shoe that sells out 20 years after you've retired.
Yeah.
My kids wear Jordans. They don't even know who he is, but they know they need to have Jordans. Now they ain't
my favorite is still your daughter. Why does it look like he's flying?
Dog, I never forget that part. I wish I could. I wish it was made up. It wasn't. She said he looked like he's flying. How does he fly like that? What?
I want to be. You should have just put it on. Sometimes I dream.
That's the first thing I thought of. And I just thought of it like it's not just marketing. It like he. And then I looked at it. I was like, he do look like he's flying though. I ain't gonna lie. Like the man.
The marketing.
I have not seen screens like that.
It did. His lift, bro. The marketing was easy because like, and you know what? I'll say this. This is an impact to me that Jordan made on the game that nobody talks about. Like a lot of them dudes, it looked like they were jumping. Jordan made people work on their lift.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them old hit, like Dr. J is an all-time great dunker. Dr. J was also 6'7" and just had the ability to jump. He wasn't like working on his springs day in and day out. Daryl Dawkins, big dunker, wasn't working on his springs, was just big and could absolutely jump out the gym. Mike worked on his springs, also had the natural ability to do it, but worked on it and literally just like glided to the rim. Like when you watch him dunk, and I think we see that a lot now. Like there's like when Ja Morant dunks, it don't look like he's supposed to be up there.
Yo, he made me so mad the other day when he threw that alley and was like, the women are so basic. I wanted to do it between the leg three. So I'm like, what
Young Zach LaVine or Gerald Green?
Oh, Zach had a nasty one.
Gerald, as much as we like Zach, Gerald was different, dog.
Yeah, the way his springs were, that's what Jordan's springs were. And those are the only two players. Like, look, we got to reach to find players who had the same type of lift and can glide through the air like Mike did.
Yeah, and that's the glide. That's what it is. It's the glide. It's like you see him lift, but then they float to the bucket for a second, and then they dunk it.
It's like, only a couple of ice. The Iceman, he had that glide. Clyde actually had Clyde had some.
Well, that's why he was the glide. Hey, Clyde got the ugliest dunk package of all time, but he absolutely glided to that bucket.
Y'all, I'm tell you this is a cheat code. You want to piss somebody off? Go get Portland in 2K with Clyde on it. And just and no one's gonna expect it. On 2K, they allow him to dunk on everybody.
I know, but they allow Kobe and Mike to do the same thing.
Young Kobe can boom on anybody. Mike can boom on anybody.
24 Kobe can too though.
Nah.
I'm telling you this because me and my brother run 2K almost every day.
Hey, I will take your.
I'm not saying you wrong because young Kobe probably can, but like
young Kobe got springs and can't shoot.
Yeah,
and so I'm like, hey. But Clyde on the game, like just if you want to take somebody off, get Portland, get the 90. I think what's the legendary team? 91.
Hey, because they not gonna look at it and be like, oh my God, I can't believe you just picked Portland. Like you that's a cheater move right there. You know you can't. Like if I pick 98 Jordan, Mud's gonna be like, man, you cheating. You got one of the best teams of all time. If I pick 96 Portland, Mud's just gonna be like, you picked Portland. Hey, dog, this ain't.
You know what though?
This ain't real life. Sam Bowie can play basketball on here.
It used to be like that. It used to be like that 2K14 because they didn't have all the teams on there. Now, now when you do it, it's more fair because.
Hey, listen.
2K14, you getting the 90s boys. We gotta quit the game.
Well, it was built for that team. Jordan was on the cover. Guess who's not winning that one? Let's switch. That's the question I was gonna ask y'all. As we got completely off football, we went to a whole nother sport. We really are doing a podcast on radio. I told Kid that the other day. I said we got to come up with some segments because we really just doing a podcast on the radio. But it's dope. We got great content. We got 64 people rocking with us this morning, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Hit that like button if you haven't done so, man. Subscribe to the page. We do this every morning, Monday through Friday. Let's get into that. Question I had before we get into that. Joey B, in the first time he's taken this team this far, I asked y'all Friday, where would you rank him based on what he did if he got his team to the Super Bowl? Because we said he absolutely is getting his team to the Super Bowl in spite of the people protecting him. Now that we saw the game, now that we see that they're in the Super Bowl, where are you ranking Joey B right now in the league? This is not an all-time list. This is right now.
Appreciate it, Craig.
Right now he's top 5.
Top 5.
Right now he's top 5.
Top 5.
Coming in at 5, probably.
Yeah, because he got more.
I'm still not putting him over Patty.
Do you still have the list?
I should still have a list.
I mean,
Well, no, I don't.
I
had it
the
pulled
list
up.
was short. The list was Tom Brady,
It was
Aaron Rodgers,
yeah,
Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen.
Well, it can't be Josh. He got to be over
we
Josh
had Russ.
now.
We had Russ over Josh, right?
I don't have Russ over Josh.
Ooh.
I got this season. I got Josh Allen.
But Joe got to be over Josh now, though.
Just because Joe Burrow won doesn't mean
I'm saying he has more. Well, not more playoff wins, but I mean,
he do got more playoff wins.
Do he?
Josh Allen? No, Josh Allen got one more. Josh Allen got 4. Josh Allen got 4.
I mean, yeah. So if we call it 1.
Yeah, but here's the thing. This ain't basketball.
I mean,
he could absolutely be killing on his role and still lose because he doesn't play the other half of the game. So
facts. That's how Josh Allen lost.
To me, like Jimmy Garoppolo has more playoff wins than half
than all of them.
Right? So it's like it doesn't matter. Like, is Jimmy Garoppolo top 5 because he has more playoff wins? No. So at this point, we can't do that. So
he finally got kid finally sent. He saw Jimmy throw like 3 screens in a row. And he's like, yeah, trade him. Trey can make these passes.
I was actually joking because some of those passes that he made, I don't think Trey can make it.
He was like, he's dotting the screen.
Hey, yeah, he was like Jimmy G is absolutely slinging that field. I was like, he's slinging that screen, dog.
Oh no, bro. Outside of the screen passes, he has some good plays.
Bro, it was a lot of screen passes. They was running the Ringo Madden playbook.
Y'all are running on playbook, and I'm not getting no credit for this.
Bro, it was a lot of screen passes. It got to the point where I was like, fam, how are the Rams not expecting screen? What is this defense doing? That's why I texted the group. I was like, fam, what is the Rams defense doing right now?
Like, they got Debo in the backfield.
Oh man, let's switch gears to that other side, man. We had a big game with the Rams there. Rams versus 49ers. What y'all see in that game that led to the Rams being in the Super Bowl? Because to me, the 49ers did everything they could to give them that game. Everything in their power to give them that game. They had two potential interceptions that could have put them away.
Hey, listen, Matt Stafford had some moments too. Stafford gave the ball away.
He had good moments, but that pick that should have ended the game might be the worst one.
Moments, but
Matt Stafford definitely threw that ball clean to 49ers defense. It's like it was almost underthrown. It's like nobody else was there. And for Buddy to drop that, he needs to fire himself. On God,
it looked like Jameis. It was like
I was like,
no, I was just like,
the receiver's over here. The ball went that way. It's like, hey, Matt, what are we doing here, baby? Like, that's very Detroitish right there. Like, where's Don Burr when you need him?
and that's the interesting thing about Stafford. Stafford got bailed out for sure. There was 2 picks that could have put him away. Now here's the tough part is Jimmy G at that point was not moving the ball down the field at all.
That defense started smothering them.
So maybe it didn't matter one way or the other. Like at that point, it's like, well, Matt Stafford's not playing that bad, so it works out. But there's so many moments in this playoffs where we've looked at Matt Stafford and we've been like, wow, he really is an elite quarterback. He can make every throw he can do. And then there's like every 8 plays, there's one throw that he makes that it's just like,
why did he throw it?
Yeah, I see why y'all was losing in Detroit sometimes though, because that'll kill you in Detroit. Like here, you can overcome that. In Detroit,
I also think that's unfair.
The one thing I will say is this, because it kind of pissed me off when they said it though. Troy Aikman was like,
Troy,
what did he say? He was like, well, you know, he's throwing the ball and he's not like he looks like he's not getting enough arm on it. I wonder if he's hurt. We didn't say that when he was playing Tom. Didn't say
at this point in the season,
before.
who ain't hurt?
Let's not do that now.
Hey, listen, they play a collision sport.
Like
at this point, who ain't hurt?
Let's not do that now.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that was just dumb.
And Aikman is a weird dude, dog. Aikman is
weird. Like him and Aqib Talib is just like, bro, what?
Nah, Aqib Talib is new. Aqib Talib, I give a pass. Aikman been doing this. Aikman is one of them dudes that, like, if you're winning, he'll be your biggest supporter. And if you're down, all of a sudden he knows every reason in the world why you're down. It's like, listen, Aikman, they don't love you like that. You ain't Tony Romo. Like,
bro,
you ain't been running these plays. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Tony Romo's gonna get to that point eventually. You know what I'm saying? Football's gonna change again. How they run it is gonna change. He's not gonna have run these plays before. It's gonna get to that point. But it's just like, I heard him say that too, where he was like, it seems like he's not getting enough air under his passes. And I'm like, I just saw him sail the ball over an entire defense to get it into the hands of Cooper Kupp. What are you talking about, bud?
Like,
but when Matthew Stafford underthrows the ball and throws it clean to the other team, it's like, oh, baby, he's hurt. Like,
but the one thing I don't want to do,
whole game.
Like, nah, dog. I mean, but if you look at the stats, I mean, 31 for 45, 337, two touchdowns. Absolutely should have been 2 picks. He had one in the beginning where it was just like, bro, what are you doing?
Hey, it's about should have and did it.
I will say this though. I don't like that narrative. Like, yeah, he came from Detroit. Yeah, they were losing games. But again, there's nothing that some of your best QBs can do that Matt Stafford can't. And they all make bad throws. The only person that really doesn't is probably Aaron Rodgers. But they all have bad moments. We just saw Patrick Mahomes have a meltdown. We saw Josh Allen have moments. Hey, Joey B is going to have some bad throws. No, Joey B's problem is
Joey B has had some bad throws
last night.
Yeah, like they all have bad throws. So like it's, I hate when and I've heard the announcers do it. He'll sit there, Matt Stafford be driving the ball down. It's like, see, that's what we're used to right there. It's like, dude, he just had like 6 completions with no problem, and all of a sudden you want to kill him on this one. Chill the heck out. Chill the heck out. So like, we have to let players live down or totally remove certain narratives from them just because, like, the whole Detroit thing, it really wasn't Matt Stafford. We all know that.
Nah, but the player has to take that narrative off of him. You know what I'm saying? You got to outplay whatever the narrative is. And Matt Stafford, whether we like it or not, Matt Stafford has absolutely made some throws in this playoff series where we've looked at him and been like, ooh, that could have killed your team right there. He's just come out on the right end of him. He made him in that. He made him in like now I will, like I said, Jimmy G was getting shut down. So it might not have killed it anyway. Like, he might still be in the Super Bowl anyway. But Stafford absolutely put some throws up last night that multiple throws that I was like, y'all need to start running the ball a little bit more.
Hey, and speaking of running the ball, I mean, Cam Akers, 13 rush attempts, for basically 4 yards to carry.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I don't understand. They have a nice running back room with Cam Akers. You got Sonny Michel. Henderson to get no take.
Well, they had lost Akers for a little while too due to injury.
Yeah, y'all got one running back central and choose not to run the ball at all, which baffles me. I mean, and rightfully so. I mean, Cooper Kupp, 142 yards. Odell, who, by the way, forgot how to play football, in Baker Mayfield. There needs to be a discussion about Joe Burrow replacing on these progressive commercials, because.
Hey, fam, he got to have a 10-year deal with them. Hey, how much? This is my thing, right? Is it more of a flex or is it more of a kick to the groin that your commercials are getting played repeatedly in a playoff series that you ain't never been in?
Nah, I mean,
it's a flex.
I know I'm getting the bag,
that he has a good agent and good marketing.
On top of that, like, the person.
Hey, that's great. By the way, that's great marketing, fam. He plays in Ohio. He is a member of the Cleveland Browns. I see him more than I see anybody else on anything. Like, that man is not – he should not be the cover athlete for nothing. He played – and he's been there since he was like, what, second year in? Rookie year?
That was first year, bro.
First year. No.
That was rookie, bro. That Progressive, Hulu.
Shout out to Baker's agent.
Hulu,
Who's he got?
Get your money, bro. You got the wife in the commercials. We see you.
Oh, that's his actual wife?
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to him. By the way, even if Travis Kelce lost, man, he is winning.
Hey, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Travis Kelce off the field, big dog.
Blessings to Kelce out here, man. I didn't realize how much game you had, my guy. It's the beard.
But
beard,
oh yeah, nah.
You sure it's not the fact that he's a football player and he's also a champion? He also has a ring and he's also been like.
Nah, you got to see. Hey, listen. The championship came with the beard as well. It's the beard. It's the power of the beard for sure. I wish I could grow a good beard like that.
I could. My wife won't let me.
I wish I could grow a good beard like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a powerful trait right there. Like AFC title game with Alex Smith, Kelce no beard.
Kelce no beard.
Kelce no beard. Next season, full beard comes out. Pat Mahomes championship.
Kelce no beard.
By the way, hey, that dude said that he didn't know how to play football anymore. 9 catches, $113.
Who said he didn't know how to play football no more?
Baker. I mean, he looking real bad.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you talk about OBJ? OBJ, hey, I love how much like OBJ is the third option on this team. And I'm like, OBJ is moving up. Y'all keep thinking he the third option on this team. That's why he getting all these catches. That man is absolutely killing the game right now. Clayton, relax, brother. Just Google it. I'm not putting the pic up of my man's girl. Like, relax. Clayton, like, relax, Clayton.
You could definitely look it up. I mean, her IG is busting. I mean, go ahead and do what you got to do.
Is busting, my boy.
Y'all telling on y'allself.
I'm not. I saw the pic.
Telling on myself.
I was like, hey, babe, check this out. Boom. Like, not telling on myself at all.
You know how you do it, C. Ringo? We're going to put you on game right here. What you do is you look at your girl and you be like, hey, what you think about leather pants? And just show her the pic. I do that with Maya all the time. I mean, like, hey, how you feel about this velvet dress? I'm thinking about getting this for you.
Hey, I definitely looked at it. It was like, hey, what is it with tall white guys and black women?
Hey, man. Nothing wrong with it.
Started the conversation different.
Hey, man, I'm going to tell you this right now. It's nothing like a little cream in the coffee. You know what I'm saying? It's just...
Hey, man. But if you really look at it, though, hey, you really look at it.
So I got here.
Jack Harlow, gray beard.
What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hot.
Jack Harlow, great beard. He pulls, bro.
Jack Harlow does not have
a great beard.
He does not have a great beard.
I was gonna say Jack Harlow beard is not great.
He do it. So he has the option.
Harlow got a Steph Curry beard.
He just chooses not to, but he still pulls.
Harden's got a Steph Curry beard. It's not a good beard.
It's not a good beard. It's not a good beard.
Like it's there.
Steph beard's not a good beard.
No. Like it's there. Steph beard looked like Wolverine when he was in like World War I. You know what I'm saying? Because Wolverine been alive for like 200 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a good beard. It's a good beard for the 1800s.
Let's get to these other topics, dog. Now we're talking about weird beards from wartime. Like, what the heck is going on here?
Oh,
it's just
man.
weird.
Shout out to all y'all for pulling up and showing love to the show, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in with us. Hey, man, what was your biggest takeaway from championship weekend as a whole?
My biggest takeaway? The AFC is in good hands for the next 10 years.
That's a fact.
You have legit 6 quarterbacks who can win a ball. That's like I can go toe to toe with you if I wanted to, and the money that they receive is absolutely coming to them, and with great reason.
Joey B, Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes,
Lamar.
I don't know if Lamar got a bowl, but Lamar absolutely competitive enough.
Justin Herbert.
Herbert. I ain't even think about Herbert. Herbert got to show me something though. Herbert be like, hey, listen.
Herbert
I love Justin Herbert, and if you this is the thing, I love Justin Herbert.
He almost got 10,000 yards, right?
Hey, look, no, I'm with you. His numbers look great, but Justin Herbert absolutely is playing that Phillip Rivers role to the T. Justin Herbert definitely has thrown some passes to get for a lot of them losses are because Justin Herbert threw it to the other team, or just played himself out of that game.
I don't know if we look at the same Justin Herbert, dog.
Hey, look at the numbers look great, my boy, but I'm saying watch the game. Just like Phillip Rivers' numbers look great, watch the game. When you see it, it's like, yeah, Justin got it, but I understand why he's not in the playoffs. 2
games that's this season with 4 TDs and 0 INTs.
No, I get you. Great games, but those games that they lost, he plays a big part of them. You know what I'm saying? It's on the defense as well, and there's some of those games where he lost because they just didn't do enough as a team. But there's absolutely some games where it's just like, you should be driving this mug for the dub, and we go in the other direction. That's not good right now. Like, there's a reason they were in the position they were in where it had to come to a tie for them to make the playoffs. And it's not saying Justin is bad. Justin's what? That's his what, second year?
It's his second year.
Second year? He balling.
Second year. He's since being drafted has not had a season under 30 touchdowns or 4,000 yards.
Oh no, he balling, absolutely. Phillip Rivers' numbers look great.
I have to strongly disagree with you on that one because Justin Herbert was my sleeper, and I watched them games. I strongly disagree with you. Or some, like, did he have a few games where it's like, yeah, he made some mental mistakes as a sophomore in the league?
No, as a young QB, I'm not saying he's never gonna get better.
But I'm just like to sit there and say that like he was the reason for a lot of those losses. Absolutely not.
No. What I'm saying,
absolutely not.
What I'm saying
I can remember one specific game where he had a late game INT, and it was just like, that was a stupid pass. That was a dumb pass. That was you trying to like beat the defense by yourself, and you absolutely, like, maybe the stats got to your head. But outside of that, nah, dog. Because on the low, I was a huge Phillip Rivers fan.
Hey, Phillip always did it though.
I was a huge Phillip Rivers fan. I wanted him to get that ring in Indy so bad.
I think it was that 2010 team. They went to the AFC Championship game against Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Nah, I wanted them to win so bad.
In my heart, like,
you could always count on Phil.
Say it because he would always give me that one thing. It's like watching a better Jimmy G. It was like, I know he's gonna have phenomenal plays. I know he's gonna do something, but something's going to happen, and I'm gonna have to eat my words. And I'm like, I can't put this out there because I can't look stupid all the time because you're just gonna let me down. Like, I felt that way about Phillip Rivers.
You could count on him to let you down.
Like, Phillip Rivers was a more likable Ben Roethlisberger to me. That's just how I felt.
Hey, I was gonna drop a joke. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Please leave it alone. That's just how I felt. I wanted him to win so bad. So to see Justin Herbert coming to the Chargers, who for some odd reason do a good job drafting QBs.
I mean, yeah, they've gotten 2 of them. They got 3 of them right. Well, they got 3 of them right.
They got 3 of them right in the last 2 decades.
Phil,
that's pretty.
Drew Phil. Oh yeah, for sure. Drew Phil and Justin.
And to my knowledge, they drafted Eli. Eli just didn't want to go.
No, they didn't. They didn't draft Eli. They were going to draft Eli, and he said,
he didn't want to go.
I ain't going there.
Hey, listen, I know he has 2 rings, but here's Eli, and here's everybody else. All right, just want to throw that out there. I just want to see your face. Just want to see his face.
No, I'm just trying to think. Phillip Rivers is a better quarterback than Eli Manning. That's not even a question. He didn't win at all, and that makes a big difference
because he had LT and Antonio Gates.
Yeah, he did not. Yeah, no, that's why I said like Phil was
Rivers have to
absolutely
go through a stiffer competition to get there though. During his prime, he had to go through stiffer competition to get to the bowl.
No, because Eli had to go through Romo. Who all in y'all division?
Romo.
Oh, Romo was balling. Them Dallas teams didn't suck. Dez Bryant and Tony Romo. Who all is in y'all?
But
Tony who all is in y'all division? Cowboys. A bunch of teams that suck. I know that.
Tony
a bunch of teams that suck. That's why I say it.
Well, back then they didn't suck. You had what? Cowboys. Back then they were the Redskins, right? They in y'all division,
right?
And then
Eagles. So Donovan McNabb.
Oh yeah, no. Philly or New York had it tough.
Oh yeah,
You had that Philly team with McNabb. You had Romo and Bryant, and then that Washington team. Washington, yeah, they Washington. He had two teams there.
So going through the Raiders wasn't tough. Going through the
Raiders then, no. Raiders then was trash.
Denver wasn't trash.
Denver
has never really been trash. They've always
Denver's been trash.
What are you talking about? What?
Denver has been trash.
No, hear me out. They haven't been trash like Detroit trash.
But they haven't been trash that long like Detroit, but Denver's been trash.
They always been a team that sneak up on you. Like they win even now they win and we don't know why they win.
Yeah, but like they win, but like they were they were trash though. But the division, like Ricky said, the division wasn't the Chargers' problem, it was the Patriots. Chargers dominated their division. The Patriots, and then they had the Rams, right?
And then how LeBron was against Toronto.
That's how Tom ran that.
How the Patriots was against the Chargers.
Hey, Tom was in there just doing it. I don't know if you give it to Tom or Brady. I don't care, but it was like you saw them there, and it was just like, yep. Well, this is gonna be tough. That's it.
That's crazy though. That's
shout
crazy.
Out to that. I don't know if we ever see that level of dominance again. I hope we don't, because then it makes for better football. But shout out to them for having a hell of a run.
Hey, Steve-O, nobody else ate, bro. Nobody else ate.
With what? With Brady?
Yeah. When he was under the Patriots Act, bro, like nobody else ate. And it's crazy.
Patriots Act.
And it's hey, the Patriots Act. No, nobody else ate, and it's crazy.
I mean, people ate, but people gonna eat. That's what it is. You
that's what football is.
Nobody ate in his division, I guess, but Tom.
A lot of people won rings during Tom's tenure.
Well, you know what? I'll say this: nobody in the AFC really ate, because you think about it.
Yeah, okay. Nobody.
Tom went to see. This the part you don't think about, kid. Like while he won 3 in the first 10, he went to 5.
He did
lost 2 of them to the Giants.
Well, I wouldn't. Eli won 2 Super Bowls. I wouldn't call it snacks.
No. What I'm saying is he went to, like, he dominated, like you saying, he dominated the AFC. Like he dominated the AFC. Like he went to.
He still had like a perfect season almost.
You know what I'm saying? He went to 5 Super Bowls in 10 years. Like that's crazy, dog. Like. That mug is, and by the way, the news on that, I don't know if he's retiring or not. Like, I don't know what's happening. Like
listen,
I think Tom is just messing with people. Tampa Tom just like messing with people.
I think it depends on what his wife says.
If Giselle say hang it up, I'm cool. But if we know Tom, he not leaving on no L.
Hey, Giselle gonna say hang it up.
He might not have a choice.
Giselle
might
say hang it up, but Tom just gonna head out there, do what he got to do in the bedroom for the whole offseason, and then be like, all right, I'm back in the game, baby.
Hey, listen, It's a little too long of a season for him to try to pull it out. This ain't a night out with the fellas. This is the whole season. I don't know. I mean, honestly,
I would be surprised because, like, I think Tom is like how a lot of these players are today, where they like to mess with the media because the media tries to control so much. Because like you look at like it was like Adam Schefter reports this, and then immediately right after, Tom's dad's like, I don't know where y'all got that information from, but that is absolutely not true.
How big of an L is that for Shefty though?
Shefty's struggling a little bit this offseason.
Hey, Ian though, he on the come up.
Rappaport is definitely. Hey, we're seeing the change of a guard, because I'm not gonna lie to you, Woj has been trashed this year, and nobody wants to say it. Woj has been he has been getting washed by Shams.
Considering how some of these people are major gatekeepers to places we want to go, I'm just going to say that what Pat, the designer, is meaning to say is the reporting has not been up to the standard of Woj's standard. So at this point, we would just like for Woj to know that we've paid attention and we know it, we've recognized it, and we just wish him the best in his endeavors to be better at his job. With Ian, salute to you. Everyone else salute to them, but at the end of the day, you know, we just want you to know we appreciate all that you're doing.
I said
so
what I said.
Pat speaks for himself, and as you all will soon see, I am going
to lead a show.
I'm going to distance myself because I absolutely know that you do not go against Woj, Shams, or Ian. You just don't do that. That's not a good way to get crack into the sports world right there. There you go, right there. All right.
Hey, fam, they ain't letting us in anyway. They ain't letting us in anyway. We building our own lane. It's called trailblazing, my boy.
I get it.
I'm not finna. Hey, listen. I'm not finna worry about, oh my God, are they gonna let me in? That's what held the show back before. We just gonna keep going. We're gonna build our own thing. Guess what? We done build a goddamn audience. And by the way, we had 11.8 11,800 subscribers now. You know what I'm saying? Plus, a little bit plus. So hey, look, I done built this audience off of that. We done built this audience off of that. Fluff them.
Did the Raiders actually pick up Josh McDaniels?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, that's that. Now,
I had to play ball.
Hey, listen. We'll see.
I had to play. Hey, like I said.
Hey, so did the Colts.
The last time we saw him, he was cheating.
Hey, so did the Colts. You know what I'm saying? The Colts had Josh McDaniels and his coaching staff lined up. And then Josh McDaniels was gone.
You know what? Let's talk about it now. Let's switch the second half of the show. Let's talk about the hires. No. Let's keep it in order. We gotta put this to bed. Where do we think Jimmy G is going to land? We got to do that first, and then we can move on to some Bears talk. I don't want to go backwards. You know, I don't want to leave that game and come backwards. So Jimmy G, obviously, he had a decent game. I think he is just that one last play, those last couple things. But I actually credit that to the Rams defense. That defense turned up.
Oh yeah,
the last couple drives, that defense really got that job done, and that's how the way Jimmy G looked is the way I expect Joe Burrow to look, because I mean that blitz package was nice. so with that being the case, where does Jimmy G land? And if you know, I see in the chat Cleveland. If Jimmy G goes to Cleveland, where does what's his name? Baker Mayfield land. Baker Mayfield's not a bad quarterback.
They can. Cleveland's not gonna do it because I think
Baker Mayfield might. I say this.
He
unless it's on a bottom feeder team like Miami or something like that. Maybe Houston.
I'm actually not.
Baker's not gonna get a major starting job on a team that's ready made to win.
That's a fact.
Baker's gonna go somewhere and he's gonna have to be the reason a team wins, and I don't think Baker's that good.
Steph, your thoughts?
If I'm Jimmy G, I know we talked about we said Packers, but I mean I'm with Miami because Miami got the ready-made defense. You still got the 2 corners. You got the receiver, and you got the tight end. So I mean, the
this is my thing. Nobody comes back to this.
What you mean?
Like Jimmy G was here. Jimmy G was ain't he from like Arlington Heights or something like that?
Yeah.
Like he grew up here. He went to EIU. Like nobody comes back to cold. Usually when you get to the warm, I'm never coming back to this.
Miami isn't bad, but it just depends on what they want to do it to. If
I say this, a team that I absolutely think, I don't know how well he'd thrive there, but I think that it's a team that he at least thinks he can go in and win a starting spot at right away. Your Giants. If he wants to win a starting spot, if he wants to be a starter somewhere, because to me, like Jimmy G don't just walk in and become a starter. And a lot
Jimmy G's not a backup to me though.
He's not a backup to me, but Jimmy G, like on a lot of these teams, like maybe on the Packers just because there's nobody there. But a lot of these teams have somebody there that they're trying to either develop. Like you're walking in and you would essentially be like, I want to take this young guy's spot. Or a lot of teams are going to be like, well, I drafted this young guy to be the next guy. I'm going to try to develop him. Thanks for playing the work version of our game, but no, we cool. So like if he goes to,
you know what though? Bro,
we keep saying Miami, but they chose Tua over
Deshaun
Flores.
Yeah,
they chose Tua over Deshaun.
Like
they're gonna let Tua play.
I'm not mad. So this is the thing.
Carolina's
not
a bad
name.
Giants.
I can see Carolina. I'm not mad at the Giants. I'm cool with that. But the thing is,
man, that's how bad it is. As much as Steph has trashed Jimmy G, he's like, no, I wouldn't be mad at that. That's how bad it is in New York right now at the quarterback position.
He wins.
He's done nothing but trash Jimmy G. I say the Giants, he's like, hey, I wouldn't be too mad at that.
Like,
my God.
No, I wouldn't mad. He wins 65% of his games.
No, but that's the thing. Even with that, right? With Jimmy G, if he went to the the owner backed Daniel Jones.
But see, this is my thing. So let me get into that, right? Dayball, I think, and I told you, I think to Dayball, him and Daniel Jones have a similar skill. Him and Josh Allen have a similar skill set.
Dual
threat. I think he's trying to turn Daniel Jones into Josh Allen. Now, is it gonna work? I don't know.
No, but that's what I'm saying. There's not a guarantee. Like New York, to me, is a team. You got Saquon there. There's not a lot of pieces. You can kind of walk in and try and compete for a job, but you're competing for a job.
And
there's no guarantee they're not going to give Daniel Jones.
We got bread to make it happen. There's a lot of money.
And that's what I'm saying. There's no guarantee that Daniel Jones isn't going to win that job because the owner backs Daniel Jones. You brought in Daboll to fix Daniel Jones essentially because he already said we have done nothing to help this kid out and be successful in the NFL, which I'm gonna be honest with you, I kind of like I get like that's an old school way of thinking. Like, no, we're not just gonna turn our back on this kid. We think he actually has some talent. I've seen him do some things good. He's also never had anybody who can stand in front of him and hold somebody from piling on him into the ground.
That's called accountability and ownership and being a real man about yours.
I mean, I love that. I was mad.
Like a lot of teams in the NFL, they don't do that.
I mean,
we don't get that no more. Well, we don't get that loyalty. We don't get that loyalty till we drafted this dude. Let's see if we can make him work. We don't get that no more. Sports is moving too quick. If you're not winning a championship within we talked about this Friday or Thursday, talking about how much time are they going to give Justin Fields. Yeah. How much time are they going to give Justin Fields to develop and how much time? It takes 3 years to get a system in place. And then you start to move in the right direction most times. Most of these coaches we see are fired within 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Football is not the NBA. NBA, you can do that because it's 5 dudes.
And I think the crazy thing is seeing Joe Burrow's recent success. That's going to skew the fans' perception as to what's possible. Like what he's doing is really an anomaly. Like it doesn't happen this way. It really doesn't.
Hey,
So it's a testament to him. That's cool. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, yo, let's keep these things into perspective. Like, it's hard to win in the NFL. And this is not it may be a flash in the pan, but it may not be. But at the end of the day, let's appreciate the run, because you may not see it for a while. Like, you may not see someone go from winning a Heisman Trophy to national title to a Super Bowl in this short period of span for a very long time.
Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, to piggyback off your point too, because I seen Muggs in the chat, and I seen Muggs on Twitter was like, oh, so Joe Burrow has Jamar Chase. Should Ohio State go look at should the Bears go look at wide receiver talent from Ohio State? Like, dog, it don't work like that. Like, one, Chris Olave is a first round talent. Two,
you have a first round pick.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you have a first round pick. Like, yeah, that's what I kept saying. I was like, go get his wide receiver, and I was like, well, the Bengals also sucked, so they still could go get Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase was absolutely that dude in college. Like,
yeah,
he's a special talent.
It don't mean that Chris Olave gonna be that same. Like,
he said, I'm gonna break every Bengals record there is for wide receiver. He's 75% of the way there.
And the thing is, I want y'all to remember this, right? He sat the year out, and they still drafted him that high.
Oh yeah, because he was hurt, right? No, because of COVID. He sat the year out because of COVID.
No, he sat the year out because of COVID, and they still drafted. He was like, my tape shows I'm him. They're still going to take me that high.
Yeah.
Like, it don't work like that. So, absolutely. It's like Kidd said, we need to put this into perspective for everybody, because please don't jump the gun.
And then at the same time, they need to be careful not to let that go to their head. Hey, listen, it's good that you've made it there, but it's very easy to sit there and get complacent because you've made it to the Super Bowl so soon. It's very
I'll say this.
Most definitely.
Do you agree with the way that they've done it, though? I don't agree with the way they've done it. Like, you're in the Super Bowl, yes.
You absolutely don't.
No, because this is the thing.
What do you mean by that?
So,
because
Joe Burrow's already had an ACL injury. You went into the draft, you got him a wide receiver. Okay. It's worked out. You're in the Super Bowl. Things are working well for you. You've pieced it together. Do we think that they're going to be able to protect Joe from Von Miller and Aaron Donald? As much as I love what Joe Shiesty's able to do, guess what? It's a lot harder to do that when there's a 300-pound man laying on top of you.
I don't like how they done it.
I don't like listen,
paid off?
If you protect him, yeah, you might not be in the Super Bowl this year, and I get you got to go for it whenever you can. But you would be like, he's that good of a quarterback. Like, let's not get it twisted. He's doing more to put this team in a position to win than anybody on this team. He's that level of quarterback. He's good enough to make T. Higgins into a star wide receiver. T. Higgins was not this dude without Joe Burrow.
Hey, and Madden terms, he had that normal development trait.
You know what I'm saying? T. Higgins was not that dude without Joe Burrow. T. Higgins, or what's his name? Not AJ Green. What's buddy I traded you? Tyler Boyd was not this dude.
Hey.
Biggest finesse of the season. Tyler Boyd was not this dude without Joe Burrow. So guess who the important piece is here? Like, yeah, let's not do it like the Raiders where we just go out and we draft a bunch of athletic dudes that can't catch. But also, if I find dudes that are remotely good, that have, like you said in Madden, that normal development trait, Joe Burrow's good enough to get them to that next level. He just is. So I don't agree with how they did it. I'll never agree with drafting a kicker because you can go find one for $500K and call it a day. McPherson probably would not have been drafted if the Bengals didn't draft him. Yes, he was there for the big kick. I love it. Beautiful.
I don't know if he wouldn't have got drafted, but he definitely wouldn't. They definitely should have did something else with the pick.
He would have got drafted.
The kid is
that
good.
You rarely see kickers drafted, and they drafted him high. Didn't they draft him in like the 3rd round?
Yeah, I mean he was one of the
I
mean, for kickers, he was so highly touted. It was like this dude has the Robbie Gold. Like you're gonna.
Hey, but he been doing that since Florida though.
Hey, he's so cocky, dog. I love it. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's the one thing I love. That's why I love Pat McAfee. That's why I love Robbie Gold, and I'm starting to love McPherson that way. Because when I heard that he was on the sideline and he was just like, "Well, looks like we're going to the AFC Championship," and then went out there and kicked it, I was like, "This dude, okay, show me that confidence, baby."
I mean, the person with the most points in NFL history is a kicker. So I mean,
always will be.
Always will be.
Hey, he was drafted. He was drafted 149.
That's pretty high for a kicker.
That's third round, right? That's third round.
That's pretty freaking high.
Fifth round.
No, 140. Yeah, 32 teams. Yeah, you got to do math, Pat. That's fifth round.
Still pretty freaking high.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know how good their fifth round draft picks are. If you suck at drafting in the fifth round, Hey, if you suck at drafting in the fifth round, all right. It's still high, though. Like, you getting impact players in the fifth round. Khalil Herbert's a fifth-round pick.
With that being said, though, no, I don't agree with how they did it.
But it's working. And listen, and I think we're both in agreement. He finna die.
It worked this season. I will say this. It worked this season. That's it.
Hey, don't do that going into next year.
Oh, you figured out next year. There's tape on you now. And you're not. No team is that advanced to the point where they're gonna sit there and say we're gonna flip our whole offensive scheme to protect. No, like he's gotten better at switching the defense and calling stuff out, but now he has to play the Rams.
Yeah.
Hey,
and the one thing I don't want this to be like, this is truly a game where I feel like if they don't come out hot, the Rams is gonna steamroll them. Just on defense. I don't know what all the Rams offense is going to do. But the defense is going to be solid.
Just like
hey, every week, everybody has gotten steamrolled, and ain't nobody really gotten steamrolled in these playoffs. Have we had steamrolled?
The Bengals were getting steamrolled. They were getting steamrolled. The Pats. I mean, I said the Pats. What Patrick Mahomes choked. Let's call a spade a spade. They were getting steamrolled that first half.
Hey, what y'all be saying? If it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. Hey, bro.
Okay, here's the difference though. Every team that we talked about getting steamrolled, there's only one team that didn't get steamrolled that I called out.
No, who's been steamrolled in this playoffs?
There's only one team.
All these games been close games.
The only team that I said that didn't get steamrolled was I had a different score for the Tampa Bay game. I thought that Tampa Bay game was gonna look totally different.
Yeah.
Nah, he was really sweating that day because of the tweet.
Nope, I did not sweat. I told you. I turned the game off, and when I came back, Matt Stafford had the ball.
Yo.
With 3 minutes left, it was like, okay, that's game.
That tweet will live in.
I'm not worried about that.
That man,
just like I wasn't worried about. I really wasn't worried about the Chiefs until I saw Patrick Mahomes back there looking like he don't know what to do. Once I saw that, I was like, yeah, that's game.
Real quick, bro.
I was confident and cool. I was like, they're not going to get the ball back. He's going to score.
Fam, kid was talking so spicy all up until like the second half started. Then we didn't get a message for like 25 minutes. I was like, what happened?
I turned the game off. I came back and then it was like,
everybody was tagging him on Twitter like, hey, bro, kid,
I say you was right about one. Yeah, Robert Diaz is right. He did say the Patriots was going to get steamrolled. Patriots got steamrolled. Yeah. That's a steamroll.
Hey, real quick, Evan McPherson, even in college, 91% on field goals, extra points.
Hey, who they play again? Who the Patriots play?
Bills.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You was right about that one.
They got rolled
on that one. They got rolled. Hey, I was like, Bill Belichick ain't going out like that. Bill Belichick ain't even. That was like watching an old fighter come back.
Bill Belichick sold that one, dog.
Bill Belichick, big sale.
I don't think nobody expected that though, because I was like, yo, the Bills is gonna win. This got to be the third time. Yeah. They ain't going out like that. I didn't expect 47 on that man dome. I'm like, 47-15, man.
like. I don't know, man. That was bad. That was a steamroll. That was a steamroll. That's the worst one, probably. That's probably the worst one the whole playoffs.
I think that was the only one.
I think that's the only blowout the whole playoffs.
That was the only one.
Every other game has been close. We've had some great games, some great football this year. And it's like you said, the AFC is kind of in good hands, dog. The AFC isn't written. Now, the NFC is in flux. Now, here's the thing, though, right? The AFC is in good hands, but all the teams that can make the Super Bowl in the NFC, I would pick over AFC teams. If the Rams were playing the Chiefs this weekend, I would look up. I would take the Rams over the Chiefs because they have no tackles. They've got nobody to protect Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
If the Niners were playing the Chiefs, I'd be like, it's going to be closer than we think. And I feel the same way about Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow going up against these mugs, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's dog. I'm really concerned for if he pulls it off. Hey, listen, you got one shot.
I give the Rams a chance. I mean, not the Rams, but the Bengals a chance is because the Rams absolutely can go cold for a period of time.
You know what though? Defensively though, they usually do okay. Defensively, like I'm not gonna lie to you. Like there was a point in that last game. I was mad confused. I told you, I was like, man, what is the Rams defense doing? Like they were giving up like 15 yards a catch, 10 yards a run. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, what the heck just happened right there?
Nah, I don't know. I don't know what was going on with that. It was just. I don't know. I mean, I get that they here. I'm not finna just sit up there. And
I'm not taking nothing away from them, but I don't agree with how they built this team.
Oh no, absolutely, dog. If they win, I feel like you gonna.
If they win with this offensive line, Joe Burrow's dog. That's crazy. It's crazy. Like honestly, like. I get why mugs are like, oh, this is how you can do it now. If anything, right, are the Rams going to change how people do things, how people do things?
You said, well, repeat the question.
Are the Rams going to change how people do things? Because the Rams literally bought their team. Trading picks.
But they had capital, though. They had capital. Like
not really. They paying OBJ no money. OBJ is not going to be a Ram next year.
I'm saying
OBJ won't be a Ram next year.
Like he'll probably resign under the vet man, probably.
No, why?
I mean, if we keep winning, well,
it's still about money, dog.
My fault.
It's still about money.
It's about Brad. He gonna get his AMs, but they had capital. I mean, what 3 first-round picks for Stafford. A third round pick for Miller. Like they gave away all their picks.
But that's what I'm saying.
You still got to re-sign Vaughn.
But that's what I'm saying. You gave up a lot to go all in for it this season. Are we gonna see more teams do that? You know what I'm saying? Because like they gave up a ton of capital. They're giving up a ton of cash. They're essentially over the cap, and you got to pay some of these guys to come back for your team to be as dominant as they are next season. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be interesting to see what that team does, what they do. It's going to be interesting to see how they change the way the league does things, or if they do, because we know the NFL is a copycat league. Listen, Tom Brady went down there, got all his people into the building, and then you started seeing other teams kind of like you started seeing Aaron Rodgers. Hey, I want to do that. You're going to see more quarterbacks trying to do stuff like that, and the NFL is probably going to be like, we're not going to let that fly. But I'm always interested to see how the team that makes the Super Bowl is going to affect change in the league. And I think that you're going to see a lot of teams try to do it the way the Bengals are, where we'll worry about offensive line later. And I think that's a dumb way to do it. get my dynamic receiver, get me a great quarterback, and then we'll see what happens. I think that's a dumb way to do it. And then you're going to see teams, I think, on the other side that are going to sell it all just to get one. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be up and down, dog. It's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, nah, you definitely right about that. I mean, I think the Rams might have to make a fire sale. I mean, it just depends on what you prioritizing. I mean, I feel like I would keep the Cooper Kupp, OBJ 10 going, but that means definitely you might have to look into possibly getting rid of Vaughn, even though Vaughn already talking about he want to retire around. So it's just like. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Whitworth Field's getting older. I mean, dude's 40 already. He's probably gonna retire after this season. I mean, I don't know. But I mean, I wouldn't. I don't agree with the way the Bengals built the team. But I mean, at the end of the day,
yeah,
they're just solid enough to get the job done. I feel like if you give Joe Shiesty enough shots, just give him enough. And like I said, if he got the ball in his hand,
he got to attack early, don't he?
He's
got to attack early, don't he?
Yeah, nah.
Like you got to be like first play, set hike, chase, streak, downfield, put this bomb up.
You got to empty the clip.
Can you hear me now?
You're gonna have
I could
to
hear you
empty
before.
the clip against them. But
why'd you think I couldn't hear you?
Yeah, I don't know why you left, dog.
Troubleshooting some stuff.
Oh,
okay.
I was lagging over here.
Oh, you could see it?
Yeah, I could see it.
Oh, okay. All right. So, anyway, like you were saying.
But yeah, I mean, if you give him enough shots, I mean, and he attacked it early, I mean, you can't get stops on this Rams offense. So I mean, they here, they got a chance.
Hey, I'm not even.
They here.
That's a lot of weapons. That's a lot of weapons, dog.
Hey, but you got to think they lost Tyler Higbee. So now, I mean, and then the thing is,
that's true. You lost Higbee. Is Higbee done? Higbee done for the playoffs? But on the Bengals side, the Bengals lost.
Yeah, they lost Uzama too. So
Uzama, and he was crying. He looked like he might be done.
It's a knee sprain, but I mean, they got 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Maybe he plays.
Got 2 weeks.
I mean, I think he's crying because this is a second injury in 2 years. I think.
I thought he got carted off. I thought it was something more serious than a knee sprain.
That's a big moment. Like, I get hurt first quarter. Nah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's pretty much gonna be the T. Higgins, Jamar Chase versus OBJ Cooper Kupp show. So it's like, which duo would you take it?
Yeah, but the problem is the Jamar Chase T. Higgins show is dependent on Joe Shiesty not being on his back with the Von Miller Aaron Donald show coming to town.
I'm definitely taking the Rams.
Facts. Hey,
he in trouble, dog. I ain't gonna lie.
Definitely taking the Rams.
I just
live with it if it's wrong, but it's no way in the world you're gonna tell me that one of the worst O-lines in the NFL going against one of the best defenses in the NFL is going to survive this Super Bowl. I'm sorry, you can't tell me that.
Yeah, I don't see it. The only way
the Rams keep up with them offensively? Yes, they can. Can the Bengals keep up with them defensively? No, the heck they can. So at this part,
well, you know what? Well, I don't know if the Bengals can, because I you know what, the switch they made. That's why I said you got to pay the DC. The switch they made defensively was actually really nice. The problem is they best DB is Eli Apple.
Oh, speaking of DCs, KC's DC is absolutely fire.
He got to be.
Buddy's out of there. It was so many plays where it was like, yo, why is that guy wide open?
Okay, so let me tell you something about that. Steve been doing that since he's been with the Giants. He's going to blitz and nothing else. And Tony Romo legitimately told you, Joy B is one of the best against the blitz. So it's just like, when you make that second half adjustment, you want to double team him? Fine. We're just going to run this flat route 5 yards, and then you're going to give me the ball, and he didn't adjust.
Hey, when that man said when they hired him, they asked him, "What's your game plan?" He just played that clip from Remember the Titans. We're gonna blitz all night.
He was out there blitzing like he had Michael Strahan and Osi Umenyiora on the other side.
That defense looked so unprepared. I was like, hey, listen, that right there, that guy's fired. And you can say that. I said that second half. Early, whoever this guy is, he ain't making the flight home. He was already at home. He has to get fired as soon as the game. As soon as the game was up, it's like, hey, you, check this out. You don't live here? We'll buy your flight home. Don't come back. There's no way in the world that defense looked worse than ours.
It looks bad, but KC
that defense
always do
horrible.
This the thing. When has KC's defense looked good?
18.
No, they looked bad then. They just made plays.
They never looked good.
The Honey Badger is the only defensive player on that team that I'm like, he looked like he really could play defense.
I'm going to let y'all know this. If that's the case, then it's gotten progressively worse.
Oh, yeah.
Since they won a Super Bowl. And guess what?
Yes, it's gotten worse.
Guess what? Fix it.
Hey, we can name one play from that 2018 season where they got that interception on oh, Jesus Christ, Ringo, you just never mind. We can name one play from 18 where the defense made them, and it's just that one pick in the Super Bowl. Other than that, they was getting chopped up all year. Hey, their game plan is absolutely, we have to put up more points than you.
I like this comment by Robert though. So is that on Eric as well though? On the offense? So I mean, 6 drives, second half. I don't get any points except from our kicker.
I think Eric Bieniemy is running, and we have to. This is the thing, right? Whether it's on Eric Bieniemy is calling plays there, and we know that for a fact. You can see him calling the plays. He's running the system that they've run all year, and it's worked. Kids just be playing with stuff in the middle of the show and it throw you off. So, like, what the heck was that?
No, I have no idea what I just did. This little box popped up, and I was like, all right, what is this box popping up for? Like,
all right.
Hey, dog, I don't be doing it.
But there's, like, to me, if you're going to kill a coach for getting you all the way to the AFC title game running that same offense, and he loses it running that same offense, then you didn't want that coach anyway. Because to me, like, you can look at it and say, oh, they didn't get it done in the final minutes. But I'm looking at it and saying this dude absolutely led a dominant season all year long with these same guys. With these same plays, with the same game plan. He got you to the AFC title game 2 years in a row with these same guys, with this same game plan. He got you to a Super Bowl the year before doing it. Like, listen, I don't know how to tell Muzz this, but I keep saying it, and apparently the only one that hears me is Kidd. Winning Super Bowls is hard. You got to get 53 dudes to all pull on the same rope in the same direction, and that is not easy to do. It's hard to do with 15 in the NBA. Winning Super Bowls is hard. There's a lot of factors that go into running the simplest of plays for it to work. I'm not killing Eric Bieniemy for his play calling in that game at all, because to me, like, those are the plays that Pat Mahomes has been successful with all year.
Patrick Mahomes didn't show up.
Do we think that all of a sudden Eric was like, hey, let's go to this section of the play sheet that Matt Nagy left for us? Like he's been calling them same plays all season.
There's still some syrup from the.
Hey, Ricky, that's a fact. Andy Reid gets the credit for the play calls when they win. Bieniemy does get the credit when they lose. You can't have it both ways.
No. I that's why I said Bieniemy to me gets the credit when they win. Bieniemy gets the credit when they lose. I'm not taking it away. Just like what's my man's that everybody wanted to be a head coach down in Dallas that was calling the offensive plays?
Kellen Moore.
Oh yeah, you trash. You shouldn't be a head coach. Absolutely not.
Trash.
That was terrible. And we want to put it on Mike McCarthy when they lose. Nah, we're not putting that on Mike McCarthy. Kellen Moore is not good at calling plays. Kellen Moore was calling plays all season. And when it got to the biggest game in the world, what was that?
I mean, it wasn't even that though. He coached like that. They was putting up 35 a game against their divisional opponents. He wasn't doing nothing like that outside the division.
Hey, listen, if I can't put up 35 a game against the Giants, guess what? I'm not a good football team either.
Right.
But that's how the Bears couldn't put up 35 against the Giants. Guess what? We're not a good football team.
So that mug was like, because when that mug is like, oh, there's no way Dallas is gonna lose this game. I don't see the threat. I'm like, bro, y'all put up 56 against their backups, but put up 17 against like what?
Hey, this is all I say. This is all I say with all of that, man. When like the Bears had their best success versus a third place schedule, the Cowboys live in a third place schedule. No matter what, 2 times a year, I'm gonna play Washington, I'm gonna play New York, and I'm gonna play
the Eagles.
The Eagles. That's a third place schedule. Hey, guess what? I'm going to have it. I'm going to have it a minimum 6 wins, and I got to figure out the rest.
Somebody got to hold the home playoff game.
I'm going to have it a minimum 6 wins, and that means I got to figure out 4 more wins versus the rest of these teams. I'm going to be in the playoffs. Like, Kellen Moore, get up out of here with that. Like, I'm never, like, that is how it goes, though. You know what I'm saying? When and that's what Bugs wanted to do when Andy Reid tried to take the heat for calling that bad game when Nagy was there. And Matt Nagy was like, no, that was me. Like, it's one of the few things I give him credit for at this point. Like, it's not how that works. You know what I'm saying? It's not Andy Reid's play call when they win the game. But it's Bieniemy's play call when they lose the game. Like, Bieniemy's been calling plays for 2 seasons now.
That's a fact.
And guess what? It got you to a Super Bowl, the one. And if anything, credit Bieniemy for calling these plays and calling plays that work with no offensive tackles. You brought in Kyle Long thinking that was going to be a game changer. Come on now. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for pulling up with us and rocking with us, man. A lot of love shown to the show, man. What we got? We got like 70 people in here this morning, man. Appreciate that, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Make sure you guys, if you can't stay and listen to the whole show as well, man, check us out over on the Contender. You can download the Contender app and actually the Contender, if I can pull this up here, Contender actually doing a little giveaway for everybody that's coming out here and signing up, man. Hold on, let me get the read here. Bow says, have you ever to a party looking for a bottle opener? Now you can get one from the Contender. As you know, our show airs on there, and you can listen to our show streaming or on demand on the Contender app anytime. Now, as a thank you, they're giving away keychain bottle openers. Here's how to get yours. Head over to the Apple Store, Google Play Store, download the app, screenshot your home screen, put your name and email address, and send it to the Contender Sports at gmail.com. That's the Contender, KONTENDER sports at gmail.com. Or you can send the information in a Twitter DM to @the_Contender. Or you can send it to our show and we'll get it to them as well. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Contender trying to grow their side of things. We appreciate them for being a big supporter of the Windy City Breeze. So go download the app, man. Get your free bottle opener. Who doesn't want a free bottle opener? Always good to have one, especially on the keychain. Keychain bottle opener, fam, when you're that guy at the party that's got the keychain bottle opener ready to go, you instantly move up. You instantly move up. You know what I'm saying? Now, the tough part is keeping up with your keys after that.
Yep.
I'm a right back guy. How do you let it get passed around, or are you right back in the pocket? Individually, I'll give it to you one at a time.
I downloaded the Contender on my new phone since I finally moved over to iPhone. And
iPhone side of things.
Absolutely looks better on the iPhone.
You were now. What made the switch happen? What made the switch happen? Because you were adamant that like, nah, I'm cool.
Oh, make no mistake about it. The Samsung Galaxies are better phones. We ain't gonna cap about this one. My Galaxy is absolutely sitting right here. And that's absolutely where I'm going to be sitting there looking up stats and stuff like that. But this iPhone is actually pretty nice. I ain't gonna lie. Plus, I like the red color. I don't know why, but I just do. It's simple, easy to use, and it's a good business phone. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
It's no, but seriously, for business, is really ultimately why I did it. Most of my clients, most of my colleagues, everything is like really instantaneously through Apple's products.
Yeah.
It just made it easier. So
that I'm with you. I'm for the first time ever. See, I'm that way. You're that way with the phone. I'm that way with PC. PC, I love the freedom of having PC.
I'm not getting a Mac.
No, for the show, a Mac is probably going to be better for me just for sending files from my phone to the PC. You know what I'm saying? It's probably going to be better for me, and I really don't want to get it. But I'm just looking at it, I'm like, this is really the better option. Like, I'm probably going to have to get this because, dog, doing the whole file transfer and then having to go through and download it, man, I'd be like, man.
Editing, it would be better, too.
For editing, it would be better. You know what I'm saying? Like, because then I can edit off of my phone, send it back straight through, upload. So now I might have to get a Mac on the computer. And I really don't want. Now, I'm still going to build my PC. I'm building a PC. I've already said that.
Yeah.
I'm building a PC.
The thing is, I bought my wife one, which she barely uses because she has a MacBook. I bought my wife one. So, like, if I need to actually use it, it's upstairs. I just move it down here.
Yeah.
But I've always wondered if that was like $1,800 wasted. Don't know yet, but it's gonna get used eventually. But
let me get that
like,
off of you.
Hey, dog, that MacBook she used, I mean, it does everything too. So it's like, I don't know. But I will say this: file transfers, like you said, all of that.
I'm gonna test it on my wife. My wife got a MacBook too, and she uses hers a lot though. I'm gonna test it on her computer. I'm gonna see like how sending video and stuff back and forth goes over on that.
But no, that's the only reason. Then at the same time, y'all was like, "Oh no, look at the green bubbles." And I'll tell you the truth: Sprint absolutely gave me this. T-Mobile absolutely gave me this for free. Like I'm trading in one of the oldest iPhones we have, and I was like, "Oh, I can do this for like no money." And they was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Well, here."
That's like that's not what he said at first, though.
About what?
That's not what he said. Hey, when he first got the phone, that buck was like, "Yo, they giving these away out for free."
Hey, we were concerned. We like, where you get that iPhone from? No, you know what it was? Because it took the day. So like when Kid first texted us, it came in an email.
Right.
It was.
So I was like, boy, that iPhone hot to the mug, boy.
Yeah. It's weird. It's still going through some weird things, but yeah, they was like, yeah, you could trade in your iPhone X. And we'll give you the 13. I was like, Doc, this thing has just been sitting here. Like, what do you mean you're going to give me $800 off for it? He was like, yeah, we'll take it. Bet you can have it.
Yeah.
Like, the phone only costs $799. Take it. Yeah. So you're basically giving me a free phone. Just pay the taxes. Cool. All right, bet.
Oh, no monthly payment with it either.
No monthly payment.
You buy your phone out, or you a monthly payment guy?
Nah, I used to be a monthly payment guy, but now I'm buying my devices straight out.
Yeah.
That's not a flex. It's just it works out better. And then I've absolutely gotten screwed to the point where it's like, hey, I know math, and this monthly payment is going on a little too long. I've paid more than I owe you at this point.
Bro.
And haven't had those conversations. So it's like, I don't want to do all that no more. So.
I've had. So we get the monthly payment. I love that we just have an iPhone talk. This really is just a great show. I love. So I got the monthly payment, but I do it with like the Apple Next or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So like after 12 months, I can get a new phone. I almost never do it, so I feel like I'm still getting screwed almost. But it's because of me, like because I'll get a phone. Like I had the XR. I had that phone for 3 years. Because I didn't want to change nothing. And when I got it, like the XR was the first iPhone where they were like, no, like you're gonna get a new phone and everything's gonna be right where you left it. So I like when I got to the XR, like I had to re-add everything in there. I got bills, I got all this stuff. I'm like, I'm not changing this. There's no way I'm re-entering. I don't remember a password. I'm that guy. Like I have, like if my iPhone is just one day, like if my iPhone just goes like, hey, look, you got to start over from the beginning. I'm done. The show's over. I can't log into nothing. I just got to start a whole new life. I'm a different dude at that point.
You forgot password on everything, huh?
Hey, you got to. Well, this is the thing, right? So I'm starting to use like the Apple passwords on newer stuff because the phone just remembers them. So there's a lot of stuff that I have like my set few passwords that I use. And now like newer stuff that I'm signing up for, I have like the Apple passwords because it's like, this is a strong password, QRTSWZLYW. Like, all right, whatever, sure. So like there's newer stuff, there's no way I'll be able to log in if iPhone's like, yeah, we don't transfer that over.
I tell you what though, somebody ever cracked that joint, the world's biggest hack would have been accomplished because they have everything. They have
that's why like
everything.
I told you, like that's why I said iPhone is so simple. Because they literally like, we're going to give you a phone, we're going to give you all the functionality you need, but the security on this mug is going to be ridiculous. Android, you really can do what you want. On Android, when I had Android, I had so many emulators on my phone from illegal websites. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing N64 on my cell phone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had so much stuff, dog. Like, it wasn't even remotely like... I had so many ringtones from random websites. I had so many videos. I was doing everything on that joint.
That's the one thing I've never been. I've never been a ringtone guy.
I stopped being one. I'm finna change mine because I've been rocking with it since like B.O.B's third album. And it's mostly just because I didn't feel like buying another ringtone. But I gotta change mine at this point because I don't have because I've been rocking with the same, but now I'm scared like my phone's gonna ring one day and I'm gonna be like, that ain't my phone. And it's like the one call where it's like, hey, we were gonna give you $1 billion contract to buy your show. Now I'm like, I just know the ringtone. Like, oh, that's my sound. But on the flip side, I'm also the dude that never has the ringer on.
I just don't have it. I just don't have it on for the group chat because I just don't want the whole like, 50 dings a minute, bro.
I like Spice Bands. He's like, B.O.B. Dang, Pat, how old are you? B.O.B. It's only been like 8 years since Beautiful Girls came out. 10 years, maybe. How old am I? Is that old now, dog? Kid, are we old?
We old, dog.
We old. How's that old? Hey,
I have no idea.
Hey, I will say
I'm gonna tell you all
this.
I'm never gonna be old. Like until you see me in my 60s, I'm not old.
Hey, you can see me in my 60s. I'm still not old. Hey, I'm gonna say this though. The best thing ever, dog, and the worst thing ever was when I cut on when Chicago came out with that new radio station. So we used to be at work when you had a Bluetooth, so we had to cut it on to listen to, listen to the radio, listen to music while you riding around in the company truck. That mug was like, the oldest hip hop jams that you're gonna find. All the oldies and goodies. A milli. I was like, hold on, dog. Wait a minute.
Dog, you know that is
a window shopper. No.
That's 13 years ago.
Bro. The 50 Cent gets me every time. It's like old school jams. I whoop your head, boy. Wait a minute. Like,
that's 2005.
Bro, and you think about it, you're like, man, this is, but I feel like this the thing, right? Like the old school channel used to be what? Dang, it did. It used to just be R&B hits from the 90s.
R&B hits from the 90s. Now it's early 2000s.
That's crazy.
Dang. We got old, dog. It's all right.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, hey, it's better than the other option. I'm gonna tell you this though. I'll fight a kid. I'll fight a kid if you walk up to me and say, "Oh man, what were the late 1900s like?" I'll fight you. I will fight you. You're not finna hit me. You're not finna hit me like I'm from old England, dog. You're not finna hit me with the late 1900s, dog. Oh man, you from the late 1900s? Are you you were born in the 19th century?
Check this out.
Hey, dog, Jesse, the 3-6 Mafia only played like late night WGCI when they had the little The little DJ sets going on, like you would hear it every
DJ
now
set, yeah.
You gotta think about it like
and
this,
then
though.
a couple ones that like just made it, just unreleased songs. Like, who is this? Like,
you got to think about it like this: we are the only generation living that was active and pivotal in the digital transformation.
Yes, we're the 90s kids. Like kids that were actually born in the 90s are the only kids that really got to be children in both pre-internet and post-internet world.
Yep.
Because like in Muzz that was born in the 80s, they was teenagers by the time we got to post-internet at that point. Let's just born like 89, maybe 88, 89, you're still. Because internet's what, 01, 02?
No, it's earlier than
that. Man, that was
dial-up is like 96.
That was Need for Speed Underground. You can find it.
Dial-up. No, I'm saying, yeah, that's true. Dial-up is like 96.
We've seen,
but more so where everybody had internet. You know, it was some Muzz that really didn't have. Like you would go to Muzz's house and be like, "Man, y'all got internet? Hey, that's crazy, bro."
Hey, but I ain't gonna lie. If you had the online on the game though, your place was the spot to be.
We're older than Google.
We're older than Google.
We're older than Facebook.
Hey, I'm telling you, all y'all young folks, don't say that.
I'm gonna let you know right now.
Don't just go up to anybody in the 90s and be like, "You older than Google, ain't you?" Like,
hey, for those who weren't alive during that time, I feel sorry for your childhood.
Hey,
my childhood was lit.
It was lit, dog. You know why? Because you got to
I didn't have a childhood because I was always treated like an adult, but I was lit.
We got to experience the growth of it, though.
Yeah.
We got to experience like, hey, yo, this is what it's like when you play outside for 10, 12 hours a day. Facts. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, video games is cool. Hey, what's a PS1? Fam, we really, this is what y'all don't understand. We really thought the graphics on PS1 and PS2 was lit. We really thought Shaq looked like
Xbox, Halo 2.
Fam, we really thought that Shaq, block letter Shaq, when he was in like NBA Jam 99 or whatever that, or NBA Live 99, we really thought that looked like Shaq.
Hey, bro,
our minds were blown.
Mugs forget Allen Iverson was on the cover of 4 straight 2Ks.
Hey, 2K had one athlete. You think he got equity in them? AI probably got some 2K equity.
That's a good question.
Probably.
Because he absolutely was the only athlete that was on them covers, man.
NBA Live 05. Hey, man.
Fam, NBA Live 05 was the best live they had, and then they came out with 06, and it was the worst. 06 was terrible. They had, I'll never forget.
You had to wait 4 years, NBA Live 10, and then they dismissed it and came out with NBA Live 14. Well, they tried to do NBA Live Elite, and that boy never dropped.
Bro, never dropped. Bro, I'm telling you, that mug was so terrible, dog. I'm talking about them mugs were literally down there. Like I'll never forget, like 05 was dope. We all got in. God. We all got in and we were like, let's get 06. We got 06. And then like they just changed the dynamics of the game and Muzz was just doing like fadeaway 3-pointers. Like it wasn't even Steph Curry. It was like Dirk Nowitzki doing a one-legged fadeaway 3-pointer. And I'm like, I get that like this is his shot, but that's not a real basketball shot. And then 2K6 came out. Chris Paul was on the cover.
Hey, you know who was unstoppable during those early 2Ks? He's a shooter. Peja Stojakovic. From the corner could hit everything, dog. Peja used to light people up.
Splashing everything, bro.
Kevin Martin was cold in those games.
Bro.
Martin
Gerald Green was my
get
dude.
the Kings and go nuts.
Gerald Green was my dude.
Bro, when I tell you, my guy, go to, always was splashing that mug. And it used to piss me off when my brother would pick him. Hedo Turkoglu used to be lighting me up when my brother would pick him. He would score so much, I would go check and see if my brother put the sliders up.
Hey, man.
Hedo Turkoglu was cold, though.
Hedo Turkoglu was a bucket.
Hey, that goes to show you that history is just revisionist history because there's a lot of people on these teams that may not be Hall of Famers, that may not jump out the gym or be ready like that name that pops out at you, but they were giving buckets. It's a reason why Orlando with Hedo Turkoglu put out the Cavs.
Yeah,
Hedo Turkoglu was giving LeBron the business. Y'all need to go back and look at it. Hedo Turkoglu was giving his nice little 20 points a game. It was silky, it was smooth, and at times it was just awkward, but he was getting them 20 points a game.
Hey, Ricky is absolutely right. Rudy Gay was unstoppable.
Rudy Gay is one of those careers that absolutely just did not, was underwhelming at the end.
Rudy Gay, you know why? I think Rudy Gay made the wrong decision for every team he went to. The one time I was like, Rudy Gay is on the right team is when he was on Toronto.
That's a fact.
That's the only time I was like, Rudy Gay is on the right team. Rudy Gay made the wrong decision every single time. Fam, we wanted him here on the Bulls. I was like, yo, like Rudy Gay with Derrick Rose is disgusting. Rudy Gay can't really shoot. I was like, I don't need him to shoot. He's going to drop 20 off of layups in mid-range. That's a disgusting player.
You know who that brings me back to? Danny Granger.
Danny Granger
used to go nuts, dog.
Danny was a bucket. B. Roy was a bucket.
B. Roy was an actual bucket, though. B. Roy was a problem.
B. Roy was dangerous.
B. Roy was a problem. Mud, if you want, hey, listen. If you want
to go get the new 2K, play them old teams, and there's a reason those teams are on there.
Hey, dog,
you just gotta know how to use them.
I'm not even going.
Dog, if you know how to use them,
Brandon Roy was the best point guard in the NBA at one point, and it's not even a question. Like, he was killing mugs night in and night out.
Like, but everybody,
him and LaMarcus Aldridge, if they could have ever stayed healthy, I think they would have got a championship.
Dog, but if you anybody you talk to always say the same thing. They be like, yeah, he can play defense, mid range, he got that. 3-point, he got that. Ball handle, he got that. Like, I'm like, yo.
It's you know what it was? It's a lot of mugs in the NBA, right? That don't.
And they drafted Greg Oden.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen.
Marcus Aldridge and Kevin Durant.
Hey, listen. Here's the thing, though. Again, health plays a huge part in all of this. They were never healthy. They were never on that level. But when those three were together, they win percentage is like 78%.
Their win percentage is ridiculous.
It is not close. Like, that's why I'm saying, if ever they were healthy, they absolutely could have won an NBA championship. That team was ridiculous if they could have ever been. Now, they never were. Of course, we know Greg Oden was never healthy. And Brandon Roy really was never healthy. Brandon Roy had what, 2 years, 3 years?
About 3 good seasons. He went
before the injury started to take their toll.
Yeah.
LaMarcus, the most healthy out of all of them. And he been up and down. You know what I'm saying?
Look how many people we can name that won't be in the Hall of Fame, but were absolutely monsters and had those stretches where it was like they were good competition. Like Gilbert Arenas is not going to be in the Hall of Fame. But prime Gilbert Arenas was cold.
Yeah.
Stevie Franchise. Cold. He's not going to be in the Hall of Fame. Stephon Marbury, cold. Not gonna be in. Well, he's gonna be in the basketball.
No, he'll be in the Hall of Fame.
Why do we give some players the leeway of, oh, he was injured, he would have been this, and we don't give it to other players, right? Because like, is it just the amount of years we saw it? Because like T-Mac gets that leeway, and T-Mac really, outside of after he left Orlando, was never healthy.
Y'all give him that leeway. I don't think he.
Well, I'm just saying. Like, he's T-Mac's a Hall of Fame, right? Is he in the Hall of Fame right now?
He is, but I don't think he should be.
Well, T-Mac, nah, absolutely
T-Mac should be in the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely not. Now that I agree with you, bro. He should not be.
To be honest with you, I don't see why Reggie's in the Hall of Fame.
He should not be.
Reggie doesn't know why he's in the Hall of Fame.
T-Mac absolutely did not.
Yeah, but Reggie was the best at his time at what he did.
Reggie doesn't know why he's in the Hall of Fame. Like, I've heard him say it.
Yeah, Reggie.
I'm
being
glad
humble,
they think I'm that good, but I didn't think I was that good compared to my contemporaries. Like that's what he said.
Yeah, Reggie being humble though.
I think he's speaking facts because it's like, yo, Reggie had moments. Really, really good moments. But that was it. Like he had moments. And there's a lot of people who had moments. Steve Franchise had moments. Marbury has but Marbury is going to be there because of his career in China. He has 5 chips in China. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Michael Reid had moments. People don't even remember Michael Reid. Michael Reid was lighting you up like Ray Allen was lighting you up, but he could dribble really well. I named Michael Reid. Some kid in the chat is gonna be like, "Who's that?" Look him up.
Hey, Michael Reid got busy.
He's somebody too. Injuries. He dominated injuries.
Hey, what's weird is like there's a lot of players that are like that, and then there's a lot of players that get lauded in like team lore that absolutely to me shouldn't, because they just didn't have that sustained success like that. Like how Bucks fans, but Brandon Jennings was in the parade for the championship, and I'm like, Brandon Jennings got cooked by every great point guard in this NBA. Now he's cooked some dudes.
He's definitely cooked some dudes.
He's cooked some dudes. I'm not taking away. I'm not saying he
rookie year.
I'm not saying he can't play. No, Brandon Jennings absolutely cooked some dudes. But Brandon Jennings got cooked by Derrick Rose, Kyrie,
all the time.
John Wall.
Derrick Rose as a
he got cooked by Kyrie is the worst one.
Kyrie did him dirty.
Kyrie did.
Well, I don't know. What's worse?
Is it
worse? Is it worse to get done dirty but be competitive in the game, or is it worse to get done dirty and then Derrick Rose hit a step back game winner in your face, and now that's the one highlight that's always played of yours?
Oh, the step back in your face.
The step back.
Hey, because Derrick Rose absolutely broke that man down. Hey, and you know it was like, hey, all you got to do is let him shoot the jumper, and he drained it.
He was like, oh, he don't know this my shot.
Brandon Jennings, that's facts. Brandon Jennings got cooked by Nate Robinson. Brandon Jennings is Bucks fans' version of Derrick Rose. Like they will die for him, for his name. Like that is legit. Like that. And I just look at it, I'm like, fam, he really didn't do nothing in the NBA. And must be like, well, they didn't let him be him. What didn't they let him do? He scored 50.
Didn't he get rookie of the year? He got rookie of the year, right?
I think he got rookie of the year.
I mean, he dropped 55 his first month in the league.
No. He was a baller. And I say this, Brandon Jennings had an impact on the NBA that showed that you could play overseas or you can go to these other leagues and come through. You know what I'm saying? Like, and still make the NBA and be the person you are. I think Brandon Jennings is the first person to do that. But dog, like, he is held in like Bucks lore. Like he is the Thor Odin's son of the Bucks, and it's just like he really didn't do like. But there's a bunch of players like that. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's got everybody. I mean, we got that. You know what I'm saying? That's the wall dang.
People don't give Chris Webber his just due for his play in the early 2000s.
For his play in Washington.
Say what?
For his play in Washington.
Oh yeah, his play in Washington is underrated. But when he went to like the Sacramento Kings team that went up against the Lakers, totally forgotten.
Yeah,
nobody remembers the fact
that team was mad nice, dog.
That team was if it wasn't for the Lakers, that's your championship right there.
You watched the championship. That was the championship.
Like,
because the next round was a cook. The next
round.
You
know what gets me all the time? No one remembers the fact that Jason Kidd got to the finals twice before he got to Dallas.
Yeah.
Nobody remember that.
Nobody remembers that. With Vince Carter. Nobody remembers that.
Nobody remembers how much. Hey, Muggs killed me because it's just like Vince Carter did nothing his whole career but run, jump, and dunk. And it's like, y'all don't remember Vince Carter was a problem. Vince Carter was a bucket. Muggs wanted you can say all you want. Oh, Jason Kidd got that team to the finals. Absolutely not. Go watch them games. Vince Carter was dropping Muggs off.
Hey, Jason Kidd wasn't one of the person putting up all them buckets.
Vince Carter was unstoppable. Till he got to the finals. Then he was very stoppable.
This is the New Jersey Nets. 52-30, 49-33, 47-35. They are the
2
Eastern
finals
Conference
in the ECF,
champs.
right?
Dog, they went 2 years in a row. They went back to back.
They went back to back. They lost both of them.
Yeah, because they got smacked. They got smacked by the Lakers, and then they got smacked by Spurs.
Hey, that's the thing, right? Can you imagine, right? You lose the first finals and you lose the first finals and you come back and you just like, this is our shot. And then you get smacked again.
That's crazy.
Hey, that's gotta be a gut punch, dog. Like, this is our shot. We've been here. We know what to expect this time.
But even on that team, like we always look at Richard Jefferson as being the guy on the Cavs that won the ring, and that's where he won his ring. But he was on that Nets team.
Yeah.
Giving them buckets.
Carry Kittles. Carry freaking Kittles.
Carry Kittles, bro.
It's Kenyon Martin is not gonna get the fame, the love he deserves. Kenyon Martin is absolutely one of my favorite players. Not gonna get the love he deserves.
I watched Mitch Richmond.
I think Kenyon Martin probably get that right level love. He was like a really good role player. That's the kind of love you normally get.
Hey kid, the chat say you twinking because they saying Reggie had a time, not a moment.
Okay.
Who said
that?
Do me a favor. I never said he wasn't good. I didn't say that he wasn't.
Just said he's not a Hall of Famer.
I just say he wasn't a Hall of Famer. And there's nothing that you can tell me that shows that he was a Hall of Famer.
No.
Outside of the fact that he just shot a lot of threes.
Hey,
made a lot of threes.
Steph shot a lot of threes, but he only averaged 18 points a game. Like if he broke the record, but he only averaged 18 points a game, did nothing else, would he be a Hall of Famer?
The way that Reggie was looking when he made NBA 75.
Wait, so you say if he doesn't break the record?
If Steph breaks the record, right?
Yeah.
But if he did nothing else, didn't win a championship, didn't win an MVP, was never rated All NBA, barely made he plays the greats, but doesn't really make it. Like if his career is him just breaking the record, but averaging less than 20 points a game and nothing else, is he a Hall of Fame lock?
Depends on who he's losing to. Because
in the night, LeBron.
Okay, so you basically
if he lost to LeBron, he get into the finals.
Wait, so are you saying that Reggie got in because?
No. So let's say he lost to James Harden. He lost to James Harden.
Oh, then he going because James Harden don't got one.
He loses toMes Harden. He doesn't average more than 20 points a game. He's not all NBA consistently. He's not even an all-star consistently. Like if you look at it, Reggie was barely an all-star most of his, like he's not most people in the Hall of Fame have been all-stars multiple times in their career. That's not Reggie Miller's experience at all.
But this is the thing, right? The difference with that is one, all-star games in the 90s were ran different. It was absolutely by position, not just, hey, you were really good, you can get in there. So to get in the all-star game,
multiple people better than Reggie, according to public opinion. Because it was a popularity contest, and it was by position, and you did get two.
You got two. That was it. You got two. So who else was from? Who was the other shooting guard from the East?
Exactly.
Jordan.
Exactly. He wasn't even top two in shooting guard to the East to get into the.
I'm really trying to think of that. Who would have made it over Reggie though?
Kid is right.
Hey, I gotta see that because that might be a snub. I ain't gonna lie to you. Who's the other shooting guard over Reggie?
Hey, he gets known that Cornelius, that's all he's known for. He pushed Jordan a couple times. He was an irritant. But guess what? So was Gary Payton. So was a lot of other people who Jordan didn't like. And guess what? They all took the L. So it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not going to give you credit because you sat there and went toe-to-toe with Michael Jordan. You lost. Like, go toe-to-toe with Michael Jordan and win. Like, win, and then we can talk about going toe-to-toe.
I will say this, though. It's so crazy to see somebody's stats and just see one team go up. Steve Smith. Penny wasn't a two. Penny was a point. Steve Smith, though. Steve Smith in the East.
Penny was a point. Steve Smith.
Yeah, so that means
Smith was in the West, wasn't he?
On top of that kid, that
no,
Steve Smith was on the Hawks. Steve Smith was on the Hawks.
So on top of that kid, that means Reggie was a reserve then.
No, hey, listen, how they did it, Reggie's always going to be a reserve. Any shooting guard that made it at 2 was a reserve. Nobody's starting over Michael Jordan.
Jordan was starting.
Nobody's starting over
Hey,
Jordan.
bro, that is wild.
Now, here's the thing.
It's not bad. How long
Here's the thing. Reggie did have a stretch averaging over 20 points a game. I give him that.
98.
But he wasn't the only person. So it's like, I don't know. This is where Reggie Miller's Hall of Fame career. 5-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA. That's it.
Bro, and then you was continuously losing to the Knicks.
No, this is the thing though. Like
5-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA.
I get it.
Think about it, he whack.
No, I get it. No, I'm never gonna say he's whack.
He's definitely not whack.
He's definitely not whack. But this is the thing, right? This is the thing. This is the thing. One, the reason I said, like, when you brought the analogy up about Steph, it's tough for me to say, like, what that is, because the all-time great team is Steph's team. Like, the team that kept everybody else from eating is Steph's team. So it's like, what team would he be losing to? Steph's not on that team, so you have to put Steph. So you essentially put Steph on Houston, and you put James Harden on Golden State. If he's losing to get James Harden consistently like that. And I would just have to look at that and I would be like, yeah, he kept losing to one of the greatest teams of all time.
He said, can you name 3 shooting guards that are better than Reggie? Mitch Richmond, Clyde Drexler, and Michael Jordan. Hey, Michael Jordan. It wasn't even hard. Like,
I can name shooting guards better than Reggie. I just can't. In the East,
era?
He's top 5. In the East, he's a top 5 shooting guard. But y'all gotta understand it. Y'all gotta understand this about, like,
it's a
the
difference
90s
between
basketball. Michael Jordan legitimately erased
legacies.
He erased entire 10 years of teams. Like, it doesn't even matter who the next best point guard or shooting guard was in the East because it wasn't Michael Jordan. Steve Smith is, you know what I'm saying? But hey, it's like Mike Davidson said, y'all were talking about how low the bar is for the NBA Hall of Fame last week, so I don't know. I agree.
That's what I'm saying. The
bar is very low for the NBA Hall of Fame. It's not the NBA Hall of Fame, the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Now, the bar for the top 75, guess
very
what?
Low.
Very low. I love this comment, Cornelius. Guess what? Even Reggie was like, I'm on the list.
Hey.
But
he legitimately says, I'm on the list.
But that's what I was saying. When he made that face, I was just like,
he knows that he doesn't belong on the list. Now, that's not to say he didn't have a great career.
Here's the thing.
He wasn't the greatest 75 NBA
player. What did he do in college?
His sister absolutely has a better career college-wise.
Well, I was going to say she don't have a career, but college-wise.
Have you watched the 30 for 30 when that man get in the car and then he say he dropped 55? He got in the car. He was like,
I finally got her.
He was like, yo. His pops was like, yo, what you do tonight? I did a little something at 55.
But here's the one thing I want to say.
Hey, how much you at, Cheryl?
It's
105. What?
yeah, she was a dog. It's still not to say that he wasn't good. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is there are some people in his era that got snubbed, and he absolutely got put over them, and I still wonder why.
Because he was the best at what he did shooting wise. That's why. That's it.
But he wasn't the best at getting the bucket.
Reggie without, because Larry Bird and them weren't Larry Bird was pretty much done by the time Reggie started playing. Reggie was the best shooter of the 90s. And yeah, I mean, that does get you a lot. Like, if you break the 3-point shooting record, he'd still be in the Hall of Fame. And if Steph broke the 3-point shooting record and lost to an all-time historic team consistently, or just like everybody else just did not eat while Michael Jordan ate, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd still put Steph into the Hall of Fame for being the greatest shooter of all time, because that precedent has already been set by Reggie Miller. You know what I'm saying? If you're the greatest at something, you're a Hall of Famer. If you're the greatest shooter at that time, we hadn't seen it until Ray Allen. The great, and that, I mean, think about that. That's a long time after. That record stood for a while.
Oh, it did.
Ray Allen broke that record in what, 2009, 2010?
Yeah, 2009.
That record stood for 15 years?
2009, yeah.
That's a long time to have a record stay.
And the reality of it is the game had to change its style of play to catch up.
To catch up to how many threes Reggie Miller made.
Now, I will say this. James Harden is about to pass Reggie Miller. And
James Harden's going to pass. But again, that's what they do.
James Harden's about to pass him this season, and no one's even mentioning it.
Reggie is the oh, of course. I'm not gonna mention that you the second dude to do it. I'll be first.
Hey,
but
Reggie Miller is about
I'm not gonna mention that you come in second place.
James Harden's about to pass him up, and they're like, "Is Kyrie vaccinated?" Like,
hey, listen. This is my thing with it. With James Harden. It's like, you gotta knock down. If you wasn't taking so much time off, my boy, you might be beating Steph in this record. If you wasn't out here taking halves of seasons off, guess who might be right in the running with Stephen Curry? You could have been first. Nobody cares about the second dude that climbed Mount Everest. Oh, look at that. Somebody else did it.
Thousands of people have done it since then. But every year now.
Now must do it just for fun. Before it was like an arduous journey. Like, I went up there with one piece of meat and a pistol to try and get me some more.
I could die. I could die doing this.
Yeah,
but even still, if we really put that into context, Reggie Miller played until 2005. Ray Allen was a better 2-guard. Kobe was a better 2-guard. T-Mac was a better 2-guard.
No, he was.
Like,
I don't take that away from him.
There was never a time in which, even with Reggie, I mean, even with you know who I'm trying to say, MJ out of the picture, where he dominated the 2-guard position.
Hey, Michael Jordan was a better 2-guard when he was in Washington.
Wow, Washington.
Oh, he was a top 5 2-guard in Washington.
Go Robert Diaz, a blind man climbed Mount Everest. That's a fact.
That's a fact. Like that's why I keep saying, like, he's one of those talents where, like, I get it, but if we
Reggie
really
Miller,
like,
when it comes to the top 75 list and stuff like that, Reggie's not a better player than Klay Thompson.
No, I can't say that.
No, Reggie's not a better player than Klay Thompson.
He's not.
I can't say that.
I can.
Klay Thompson is not. Klay Thompson has
Klay,
never had the
before he got
Reggie
hurt was always on your best player.
Reggie Miller. I mean, hold on. Klay Thompson is a great Robin. I don't know. I'm not finna sit there and let you do that. Klay Thompson has never been in a position where he carried a team. At the very least, I can say Reggie Miller was
when
carrying
Steph
a
was
team.
Hurt.
At the very least, I can say
about the
Reggie
game
Miller
6s
carrying
and
a team.
7s?
Reggie Miller, hey, Klay had a good game. Game 6 Klay is legendary. I give you that. But to say that he's better than Reggie Miller, that's cap. That's actually disrespectful.
I don't think so at all.
Bro, he was
Klay Thompson has to guard the best player every night. Now, recently he hasn't because he's coming back from injury. But before that, had to guard the best player every night.
And didn't have to score because he had another person that was able to score. He could score,
but still was a major part of the scoring.
Okay.
And absolutely had to carry that team while Steph was out for multiple months due to injury, and did a great job at it.
Okay, that's like saying that Scottie Pippen is the second greatest player I've ever played because he carried the Bulls when Jordan retired.
I'm not saying he's the greatest player to ever play.
Clay has that moment, but that moment in which he did that does not make him better than Reggie Miller.
I'm not saying he's the greatest player to have ever played. That wasn't the argument at any point. But what I'm saying is, he's absolutely above Reggie for me.
Hey, personal opinion. I'll let you have it. I think
I'm saying, like, when you're forced to guard the best player, and you're, let's be real, Klay Thompson is asked to do more than Steph Curry is every night.
Not the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, of course he wasn't there.
Hey, the simple fact that Steph got them as far as he did by himself as the type of player he is.
Yeah.
I mean, hey,
Stephen Curry is also a monster. But on those championship squads, Klay Thompson was definitely asked to do more than Steph Curry was. Steph Curry was asked to get these buckets and facilitate sometimes.
I can't say that. Klay Thompson is one of those people where it was like he wasn't on the list, and I understand why.
I don't. I never understand it. There's no way he's not a top 75 player. When he was healthy and keeping up with Steph, the only person that was keeping up with Steph was him.
There's no way that Klay's on that list without Kyrie being on that list.
Kyrie could have been on the list.
Kyrie was on the list. There legitimately was footage captured that showed that he was on the top 75.
Hey, so
the NBA had it on the website.
For his career,
they took him off.
Klay Thompson for his career, 20 points a game and 42% from 3.
That's great.
Klay Thompson averaged what?
20 points a game and 42% from 3 for his career.
42% from 3 is freaky. He only averaged 20 points a game?
He only averages 20 points a game. Like,
okay.
And again,
I'm just more impressed. It's not taking nothing away. I'm more impressed by it because of like how much they scored during that first finals run. Like,
they always second fiddle.
They were beating teams like 135 to
bro, that was done by halftime.
Yeah, I give it to you. It was just too many games for me where ultimately, like,
and it's still a game, by the way.
Like I get it, but we look at it. There's nothing that Klay did that I felt like Kyrie couldn't do, and Kyrie did do it. There's nothing that he did that.
Kyrie?
I don't know. It always go to Kyrie with Kidd.
No, I'm looking at people who were snubbed off the list.
So
notably, Klay. You say Klay is a top 75 player, and it's like, well, how is Klay top 75 player over Kyrie? He shouldn't be.
Hey, we all was sitting there confused for a second. I was like, I don't know how Kyrie got into this. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna roll with it.
Like, I can name players even in his peer group that are better players. They just have a different situation. I just can't. That's not to say that he's not good. That's not to say that he's not great. But he's not the best to be over these players on the top 75 list.
I mean, but you just said Reggie wasn't the best.
Okay, what Reggie ultimately isn't. Like, he's not the best. He isn't. But when you say that, hey,
so you saying
Klay
Reggie,
Thompson, like Klay Thompson is Klay Thompson from a accomplishment standpoint, stuff like that, is very situational. And it's not. I'm not hating him for it. But it's very situational.
But he creates the situation.
No,
without him, that situation doesn't exist.
Situation.
He doesn't. Without him, that situation.
What, kid?
He doesn't always create the situation.
But without him, that situation doesn't exist.
If he's not making those shots,
like right now, the Golden State Warriors without Klay Thompson were the best in the West.
If Klay,
because Jordan Poole stepped up. Jordan Poole's not.
No. It doesn't. The simple fact that you said because someone else stepped up, that's why your argument doesn't matter. Because at this point, you're bringing in another name that's not Klay Thompson.
But you're talking about a team that was built with him in mind. He creates that early Golden State situation.
Any
Harrison Barnes don't
stay and fit in. Dude, guess what? Otto Porter right now, just because he's stepped up shooting wise, fits in on Golden State. Like let's it's a situational thing. I'm not saying that Klay isn't good. I'm not saying that situation wasn't developed with them. But what I am saying is, hey, a lot of his accomplishments just like you can make with anybody that's on a loaded team, are because of the team that they're on. I don't know if Klay could lead a team by himself. He's never done it. I've seen Steph have to do it, and I've seen him win MVP nearly doing it and a scoring title doing it. Steph has absolutely done it by himself. Klay has never done that. Reggie Miller has absolutely had to lead a team by himself and compete against the best, and I've seen him do that. I just say for his era, there's other players who've had to be in the same positions that I didn't think he was better than. But in this context, you can't say that Klay is better than a guy who had to lead a team against the greatest of all time.
Bro, he was
you
still
can't
getting,
say that when Klay has never been the guy for the team against the greatest of all time.
He was getting dropped off by the Knicks, so technically he never got there.
Dog, when has Klay led a team?
No, never. But I'm also
that's
saying
it. That's where the conversation stops. Klay's never led a team.
His main competition was the Knicks. They got a whole 30 for 30 on it.
He's never led a team. Steph has led a team.
No,
by himself.
I'm hearing you, but they have a 30. They have a 30 for 30 on him getting past the Knicks to get to Jordan.
I get you. I hear all of that. Guess what? Klay will never have a 30 for 30 to say he had to get past anybody by himself because he's never had to do it.
Hey, but at the end of the day,
it's very situational. And it's not his fault.
If it wasn't
but
Klay,
if we're being honest, Steph's never gotten past anybody by himself.
But Steph has absolutely led a team into the playoffs. Even if they get put out, he's done that with the scoring title.
He led him into the play-in game. He's never led a team through the playoffs by himself.
Sure, play-in. But he was also in a running for MVP and scoring title.
But
in doing so, when people said he couldn't do it.
But
he's had the opportunity to do it, and he was doing it, and we absolutely was like, yeah, this team sucks. And this kid shouldn't be, but Steph shouldn't be taking them this far. But the fact that they've made it this far, guess what? He absolutely is much better than we've given him credit for. So at that point,
I don't know who wasn't giving him credit. I told y'all he needed to be in the conversation for best of all time.
Like, we can sit here like, oh yeah, he came up short, stuff like that. Again, when has Klay ever been in that position for us to even have the conversation? So to sit there and say that he's better than a guy who was absolutely in the situation and got his team to the playoffs is ridiculous. Do I think that Reggie Miller is better than Steph? I don't think Reggie Miller is better than Steph, but do I think he's better than Klay? Hell yeah. It's not even a question.
Nah.
It's not even a question. Prime Reggie Miller is currently prime Reggie Miller against Klay Thompson. Prime Reggie Miller was better.
Nah.
Bro, first of all,
nah.
No.
I mean, if we're being honest, if Klay doesn't miss 2 seasons, Klay's keeping up with the best shooter of all time. Now, I don't disagree that Klay's not a number 2. He is the number 2 on that team, but he's the number 2 on that team because Stephen Curry is there, and that team was built to do that.
He's the number 2.
We can say if you swap these guys out, you get the same result. If you put this guy in there, you get the same result. But it's just not true because we've seen when Muggs swap guys out that you lose your number 2 and bring somebody else in. It doesn't always work. You know what I'm saying? Like that's rarely do you see that in the NBA. Kobe's one of the few that's worked with.
Is Reggie a 2-way?
Where you swapped out a great and brought in somebody who was, Pau Gasol came 10 years later, 5 years later after Shaq left? And then you got, you know what I'm saying? Like that is a rarity. And Klay Thompson is a major. It's not like he's not a major part of what they do. Like he's without Klay on that team, they go from being a championship contender to a first-round team that Stephen Curry absolutely willed there. Right. And a first-round team that didn't even make the first round.
My thing is, Reggie wasn't even playing defense. So the fact
Reggie was playing defense, that's dumb.
I don't know why people keep saying that.
I don't know why people keep saying that. Reggie Miller absolutely could play defense. Reggie Miller was 6'7" and had a long wingspan.
Prime Klay locking Reggie up.
No, that's also a dumb statement. Reggie Miller could shoot. Reggie Miller, this is what people don't understand. Reggie Miller took 3 3-pointers a game. No, what did he take? 5. He took 5 3-pointers a game.
If he had the freedom to do it now, he would.
If he had double screens, Reggie Miller was coming off of 1 screen.
Reggie Miller took 5 3-pointers a game, while the average now is almost like 9.
And Reggie Miller, this is the difference, right? Klay Thompson is forced to be put on the best player in the game because Klay Thompson's a really good defender. Reggie Miller was always on the best player in the game because you couldn't switch positions like that. Whoever you were playing, that's who you were playing. Reggie Miller guarded Michael Jordan, Clyde Drexler, Steve. He guarded them every night.
I'll say this. There's a lot of people in this chat who are younger than us, and there's some who are older than us. Apparently, all the old heads agree. Reggie is not getting locked up by Klay. And prime Reggie is better.
Hey, that or you just went back and watched the clips. Like Reggie could play defense. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think this conversation is in good hands. I'm gonna leave you all to it. I have to hop onto the Zoom meeting. Boom.
Hey, it's interesting, dog. I love when we get into our random 90s to 2000 basketball debate. It cracks me up, dog. It just cracks me up. Shout out the kid for pulling up as always, man. No, Reggie could absolutely play defense.
Nah, I watch YouTube, but it's not. I'm saying though, Klay was asked to do more. Klay was just asked to do more.
I don't know if he wasn't asked to do more than Reggie. He's asked to do more than Steph, though.
But I mean, the thing is though, like he's pretty much him and Draymond hide Steph defensively. Like Steph plays defense, but it's basically like in spots. Like it's not like
Steph really, Steph is a situational defender. It's not. He's not out there.
It's not. I mean, I'm not trying to be like disrespectful or nothing, but I just feel like he was asked to do more
than Reggie.
Yeah.
There's no way Reggie had to lead the team.
Like Clay as a two-way.
Reggie had to lead the team.
Yeah, I mean, and
how'd I pick up kids' argument?
Right, and that's what I'm saying.
I still think this is the thing, right? I still think Klay Thompson is a better player than Reggie Miller, but Reggie was asked to do more. Reggie was asked to be the face of a franchise, to lead a team.
Klay never carried the team, so that's
Klay's never carried the team. Yeah. But the thing I will say, like I'm just saying, like as a player, if Klay Thompson never leaves or doesn't miss these last 2 seasons, then James Harden isn't the next guy that's going to break Reggie Miller's record. It's Klay Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's facts. That's facts.
So when you're talking about who's the next best shooter behind Steph, it was Klay. They were right there. And I understand kids' argument like he never had to lead a team. Okay. He hasn't really had the opportunity, and guess what? This team is built around him being successful. And when you take that piece off to say, I saw somebody say, you put Chris Middleton on, you get the same result. Absolutely not.
Whoa.
Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely not.
Who told you that?
Hey, but it's one of those debates where it's like, Reggie had to do a lot and guard people because the rules were different. I think at the end of the day, Reggie's record still stands if the game doesn't change the way that it has.
You're right about that.
Reggie's record still stands. Well, no, because Ray Allen beat it kind of in that. They weren't really shooting like that. So Ray Allen's record still stands if the game doesn't change. You know what I'm saying? If the game doesn't change the way it is. Baki, people need to stop overrating Middleton. Middleton is nice.
He pressed me.
Middleton, this is the thing. Middleton this season is the nicest I've seen him. Finals Middleton is a problem. They get back to the finals. Hey, listen, I'm riding with Middleton on that one. But you got to get back there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is the thing, right? So Bam said, got to watch some Reggie clips. Don't watch clips. You got to watch the game.
No, you got to watch the full game.
You got to watch the tape.
You got to watch the full game.
That's what we do. That's why I love, like, when Muggs try to argue with me about stuff in the 90s, like, oh, you weren't there. Fam, I probably watched this tape more than you have.
Like, it's
I sit hours and just watch YouTube tape from that. I go to sleep on NBA clips, dog.
Yo, hey, Pat, you know what the problem is? These be the same mugs. They be like, yo, watch the clips. But I bet you know everything that happened in Game 6 of the 2016 finals, and you can tell me everything that Bron did at the moment.
2016,
but y'all be man.
But watch the clips.
watch the clips.
Watch them clips. Like clips ain't gonna do it justice, man.
Like nah,
you gotta watch because you gotta watch how
game,
somebody's
dog.
affected by what's happening, how they affected by the situation. Like that's really why like Michael Jordan for me. Like, I don't really have the GOAT greatest of all time debate because basketball has changed so much. But Michael Jordan for me is like, if you were, I would definitely go Jordan because to me, like how Jordan reacted in games based on what the situation was just different. Like you would watch it and you just be like, he's changing who he is to fit what this situation is.
Nah, and absolutely.
He's changing who he is to fit what this situation is. What game should I watch? Watch Jordan versus
Barkley.
Jordan versus Reggie. Watch how Reggie played in that one, not the one where he gets thrown out. Watch Reggie and the series versus the Knicks when Reggie comes back. Absolutely was playing some good defense in that one. Watch Reggie versus Kobe in the final. Maybe not. Well, no. Watch Reggie versus Kobe in the finals.
Watch
Reggie versus Kobe
Reggie
in the finals.
Kobe in the finals was nice. I never forget that story because it was like, yo, I had to. The coldest part about Kobe was like, yeah, I knew he had to play him, so I seen him in the UCLA gym. So I was just like, hey, I need to see how we play. You trying to run a little one-on-one? Yeah, dumbest mistake you ever did.
Yeah. I mean, he won, so it worked out.
I'm talking about for Reggie.
Oh, for Reggie?
It's like I played you one, but you know how meticulous that is. Like I played you one time, and I remember everything you do, and I don't see you for like what 6 months, 7 months.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah.
You know what his game is. Hey man, that's what happens when you do it for a living. That's what happens when you do it for a living. What year they went to the finals? 2000? 2000. Reggie was still averaging 18 points a game on 36% three-point shooting. 44% from the field. Reggie was a problem. We went down a Reggie Miller rabbit hole, man. Let's get into some Bears to finish this thing out. We really be having like just crazy, just great conversation on this.
You get everything on here, man.
You get everything on this show, man. Hit that like button if y'all ain't hit the button yet, man. Subscribe to the page. We do this every morning, Monday through Friday. We don't talk about everything. Ken Burke said Daboll is the worst hire of the offseason. Daboll is gonna be fat Nagy. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Let's get into some Bears talk, my boy. Or just some general NFL talk. We had a lot of hires going on to finish out the show here. We had a lot of hires going on around the NFL this weekend. Bears hired Ian Cunningham as their assistant GM, y'all. We got an assistant GM. That's crazy to say right there. Bears hire Ian Cunningham as their assistant GM. They also hire why can't I think of this fool name? Give it a second. Hold on. Luke Getsy. Didn't even have to look it up. Couldn't make it there. Luke Getsy from the Green Bay Packers, who I think the Bears, here's the thing, right? Looking at the Bears hires, I think that they have nothing to go off of to say this is going to be good. Getsy didn't call plays. I guess I can give him that he developed Aaron Rodgers from learning the system into an MVP back-to-back probably. But can we really give him you developed him into an MVP back-to-back? Or is it like Aaron Rodgers is really freaking good? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really have much to go off with Luke Getsy. The one thing I do have to go off of is that the Packers didn't want to lose him. The Packers felt that he was pivotal to what they wanted to do. They didn't want to lose him to the Bears. That's exciting for me.
See, but my thing is that the reason why y'all are praising the hire because y'all stole him from the Packers or because he's actually decent at his
No, I
job?
think it's not that you stole him from the Packers. It's that you got somebody that the Packers really wanted and thought was pivotal to them going forward. Now, again, we haven't seen him call plays. We haven't seen him game plan. We haven't seen him scheme. We haven't seen what he can do. We have nothing to go off of with the Luke Getsy hire. Just like we have nothing to go off of with the hire of Ian Cunningham, except the fact that he's our first assistant GM in history. The one thing that I'm going to say when it comes to the Bears, when it comes to the hires we've seen them make recently, and by the way, we will be live at 11 breaking down the opening interview, and then we'll do a little we'll listen to the interview and we'll do a little post game kind of breaking down what they talked about there. The only difference for the Bears here, to me, is that I'm seeing the Bears run like a real organization. I'm seeing the Bears take pieces that other teams wanted that they thought were pivotal to what they wanted to do. I'm seeing the Bears create new positions. I'm seeing Ryan Poles walk into the building and be like, hey, old guys, that don't work. You know what I'm saying? Because
I think we need to sit down, please.
Sit down. Because we're seeing them move like a real organization, and that does excite me. I don't know if Matt Eberflus is going to be a good head coach. I don't know if Luke Getsy is going to be a good offensive coordinator. There are a million question marks on this team right now. Nobody can come out and definitively say Luke Getsy is going to be able to call plays because Luke Getsy didn't call plays.
Hey, the one thing I will say about Eberflus, though, I have been watching so on HBO Max. You know they got the Indianapolis Colts in season Hard Knocks. One thing I can say, he gonna have that defense ready. Like
Eberflus is gonna have the defense ready, but again, to me,
he's gonna have that defense ready.
To me, it comes down to like, how do you assess something that hasn't been done? How do you assess how he's going to be as a play caller when he hasn't done that? How do you assess how he's going to be as an offensive coordinator when he hasn't done that? He's been a quarterback's coach, and he's been the game plan coordinator or something like that?
The passing game coordinator.
Passing game coordinator. I like what I heard when he was talking about how young guys' footwork means everything and how going through their progression means everything. But he wasn't working with a young guy. He was working with Aaron Rodgers. We saw John Fox here versus John Fox on the Denver Broncos. One was a Super Bowl contender, and the other was a dud. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you have to look at everything situationally. Guess what? When you're with Aaron Rodgers, a lot of stuff can be covered up.
He's already polished. So it's just
a lot of stuff can be covered up. He can do whatever he wants.
I really don't know. I mean, the only reason why I'm excited for the Bears is because of the simple fact that everything's new.
Yeah.
Like everything is new. Like Ryan Poles went up in there.
That's the scary part, though.
Like I mean, it's definitely scary, but it's like, okay, like we don't have one high. I mean, they don't have one hire where it's like, yo, he's been part of our organization. We brought him up. He's a friend of the family. You know, he hangs out with George, and I mean, it's none of that. The thing is, everything is new, so everything is like gonna be tied together. Now, I'm pretty sure like he's been in that Chiefs organization, so he's been looking around for a shot. And I'm pretty sure he's been looking at these dudes like, hey, I might want this dude. Hey, I might want this dude. So he's probably already had a plan in place. So these definitely are his guys. So I mean, we just gonna have to see how they work together week 1. I mean, that's all it is. That's all it is.
The part that's interesting with it is that like I what you're doing now, the one thing that I can see, right? Poles comes in, he gets an assistant GM, looks at the job, says, this is way too much for one person to deal with. I'm not doing that. We're going to do it this way. I'm building out a staff here. Pace didn't do that. With how quickly they're going about these hires, they're identifying the guys they want to do quick. They're not waffling on them. They're making decisions. They're looking to get in Cornelius's guy from the Raiders. What's buddy name? Basia or Basil? No. The special teams coordinator for special teams coordinator. To replace Chris Tabor. I can't think of his name. Somebody in the chat dropped the name from me. Looking to get him out of there. People are apparently really high on him. What we keep hearing is that, you know what I'm saying? It's not the John D. Filippos of the world. It's not the guys that people are like, I don't know what he's gonna be. That's gonna be interesting to see. These are guys that people around the league are like, I wanted to get this guy. I wanted him to be a part of our organization. And the Bears got him. That's all we have to go off of with this. That's all we have to be excited about with this. Like, to me, the two most exciting things we're seeing is that we're getting guys and that we're looking like an organization. The funniest thing I heard from I don't even know how to say it. Basia? Sure, let's go with that. The funny thing about it, the funniest thing I saw from this playoffs was somebody was like,
I think it's Bisaccia.
Bisaccia? Let's go with that. Bisaccia. The funniest thing I saw from this playoffs was that somebody said, I can't believe that the Bills and the Chiefs and the Bears all play the same sport. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that was an organizational thing. We're looking like a real organization. There were people, fam, it was funny because mugs were like, hey, do guys have, like, is an assistant GM a normal thing? Mm-hmm. It was like, yes, this is what teams are supposed to have. This is what organizations are supposed to have. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to me, the fact that these guys are making their decisions, they're being decisive about it, they're moving quickly, they're being methodical about it, and they're doing it like a real GM and a real organization, that does have me excited. As far as the hires go, I don't know if Luke Getsy can call plays. I don't know if Ryan Poles can be a GM. I don't know if Matt Eberflus is going to be a good head coach because we've never seen them do that. They will be afforded the time to learn on the job and get in there and get their system in there and stuff like that. But there's no way anybody can come out here and say, hey, this dude's the answer. This dude's the end all.
I mean, at minimum, I think the one thing that the Bears will be able to say is that we'll use two running backs in the system, like Khalil Herbert and Montgomery are gonna get taken. Now, because you saw it with AJ Dillon and because AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones. Now, I will say he probably might switch the style up of the way David Montgomery runs, even though I don't know how that's gonna work with the whole like.
I don't think so. David Montgomery and AJ Dillon the same dude.
No, not really, because if you look at the like. Yes, but AJ Dillon can hit that like, all right, 3 steps, cut, boom, and then instead of just.
Well, that's just an improvement, though.
I don't know.
That's just an improvement.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's just an improvement to me, though.
But I mean, yeah. As far as I can tell, I mean that's literally the only thing.
It's gonna be interesting, my boy. It's gonna be interesting because it's like looking at this team. And how it's constructed, one, can you fill in the pit? Like, there's so many question marks coming into next season. But the thing that I love, you can tell George and Ted aren't making these calls. What was
the whole I feel like he went up in there and was like, so all this, I'm gonna report to Virginia, and then I gotta report to Ted, and then he was like, "We're not doing none of that."
Yeah, we're not doing none of that.
I was like, nah, like, which Which I was cool with the GIF you posted when you was like he had went up and there and was like, hey Ryan, I think you need to do this. He was like, ain't you a fan?
Ain't you a fan? Ain't you a fan? Sit down somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I love about it, dog. And so we're going to be live for the press conference today at 11. We're going to be breaking that down, seeing what's going on, how the Bears, what Ryan Poles' plan is, what Ryan Poles' game plan is here, what he feels is going to be the best situation for the Bears, and what Matt Eberflus thinks he's going to be able to do with Justin Fields. Now, I will say this. When they signed him over the weekend, the worst thing I saw was him sign that contract and then do the little video, and he's like, we're going to bring a world championship back to Chicago. And I was like, oh, no. I was like, oh, no. He think it's the 60s.
Well, why couldn't he just say what Ryan said, though?
He said a world championship, though.
First we get the staff, then we build the team, we build good habits, and then we go get the chip.
Hey, the world championship scared me, dog. Because, bro, you know what it is? There's an omen when coaches comes in. There's an omen when coaches comes in where they say something and it ends up being like, okay. So, like, are you going to go get a world championship or are you getting a Super Bowl? And then the Bears tweaked it because they knew Bears fans were going to be wilding, dog. They tweaked it. So when they put out the statement, it was like, it said, I'm going to bring back a Super Bowl championship. And I was like, that's not what he said. I saw the video. Yeah. Sneaky. But nah, man. So we'll be live for that at 11, man, breaking that down. Hopefully all is good in Bears world, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. Make sure to follow us on Twitter as well. Follow the show. I got to change this. I keep forgetting. It's the WC Breeze. Follow me at Pat the Designer. Follow Stefan the Don. It's Stefan the Don 1. Appreciate y'all for showing love this morning, man. We got a lot of stuff coming y'all way today. Pat, pull up the video of Matt on HBO. He's gonna hold these guys accountable. Oh, I saw it. Eddie Jackson might be in trouble.
I'm watching Hard Knocks right now.
Eddie Jackson might be in trouble. That's all I'm gonna say. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this.
We're gonna what?
There's gonna be some bench time if guys don't tag the person down. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying who might be in a bad spot there. I'm not, but no, man. We got a lot of stuff coming to y'all this week. We've got a lot of growth coming in the show, man. So we appreciate y'all for rocking with the morning show. If y'all haven't done so, hit that like button and subscribe to the page. We do this every morning, Monday through Friday. Steph, you got anything coming up, man? I just dropped the new single on Friday, man. So if y'all haven't heard it, go listen to the new single on SoundCloud as well, man. Check that out. Steph, you got anything coming up for the people, my boy?
Hey, man, we just not right now. Not right now.
All right, dog. You sounded depressed about it, dog.
I was like, not right now. I had to think. I'm like, not right now. But I'm honestly trying to get back in the studio. We gotta
get another studio session in, especially with the new mics. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I definitely got it. I said, especially with the new mics. You know what I'm saying? We ain't recorded on these yet.
Definitely, we gotta get the new mics in that mug.
But yeah, now we got to get another studio session and we'll get one in soon, man. Hey, we appreciate y'all for showing the love as always, man. Like I said, follow us on all the socials. We'll be posting clips throughout the day on here as well. I've also got a video coming out just breaking down what I think about Luke Getsy and Ian Cunningham. As always, man, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again, joined by the man formerly known as Ringo J. Peace.